How you doing, everyone? Mark Hamill here from After Hour Comedy. Just doing some sound checks before the show to make sure everything's working properly. And what is that? Did I touch my soundboard? Where's that coming from? What is that? What is going on right now?
This old-time radio program was originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity. As a result, you may detect an occasional surface noise or volume drop due to transmission problems so common to old radio. We hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to this, one of the all-time favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FM Studios, JRK 102. This is the After Hours Show, and we're joined by Mundane Marauder. We also have our dear friend, Louis LaRocco from Camarilla Cafe. So grab a coffee and a newspaper, sit down, relax, because we're about to go bonkers on this one.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Gee whiz, what are you eating there? It's Grandma's Boobs cookies. Say, these taste just like Grandma's boobs. Grandma's boobs cookies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the After Hours Show. We are joined by, LaRocco. I got to get you in the studio real quick. But, LaRocco, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite swell, sir. How are you doing?
Very, 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 very swell. Oh, there you are. Good.
Am I there now?
Got a little nervous for a minute there. Oh, geez. Oh, man. These new high-tech microphones are something else. Something else. And I'm taking a look at the chat. And I see Jay Reese, Mead Hunt, welcome to the program. And Jennifer Bates, welcome. She says this is her favorite night of the week, which is the After Hours Show.
That's quite a swell thing to say about us. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you. LaRocco, how are things on your side of the world?
Things are thankfully quite well, and I'm very happy to be here and be talking to you in the people's favorite show, the After Hour Comedy, and I want to thank you for having me, sir.
Yes, yes. So for all of our listeners, grab a cup of coffee. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to head right over to After Hour Comedy, their central point. And let me just find this right here. Good, good, good. Okay, so this is where we're going to go. LaRocco, have you done anything exciting this past week?
Well, I believe maybe I've gone for a bike ride or so, maybe. I'm not too sure.
What about the...
I've watched the news. That is quite exciting. A lot of things going on in the world today.
The missus, anything exciting, or is she in the kitchen as all wives should be?
Yes, she is, and she's taking care of the food like a very, very good wife.
Good. Good. There's a video I'm going to share, and this is basically asking, well, while we're at work, if our significant others, if we have them, are living boring lives. Here it is.
The other day, a professor in an Australian university, he claimed that Australian housewives led a rather unexciting life. He said that Australian housewives, where they could, they should go out to work. So our question for the...
Which he's not wrong. I agree with that a little bit.
Suspecting passers
completely.
Yes, yeah.
by here in the cross is, do Australian housewives lead a dull life?
And now apparently they're asking people on the street, do do housewives lead dull lives?
I'm from the ABC. Do you think that married women in Australia lead an exciting life or a dull life at home?
Oh, most exciting.
Oh, yours is like that?
I think she might be about to die right on that sidewalk.
She might be. She looks quite ancient.
She steps down too far, she might break a hip.
Yes, I think so.
How do you keep it so?
Oh, entertaining and going out and so on. I think it's lovely.
Never considered going to work?
Good heavens, no.
My husband would beat me.
I've always had a large family to attend to. Actually, I've only lived here 3.5 years. I'm from New Zealand, but I love it here.
Uh-oh. Here, now we get the other perspective.
Hey, what do you want to know? Oh, Australian housewives. Do you think they lead an exciting existence or a dull one?
Well, 50-50, I think. It depends on their makeup, don't you think?
Jeez, that was a little offensive from this guy on the street.
Well, you know, some of them seem to be out enjoying themselves all day.
I thought he was going to say a little too much.
Others, well, they're just stuck in their old home, but it's their fault. Don't you think?
I don't think it's dull at all. If you notice, well, those that stay and look after their families invariably enjoy their game of tennis, bowls or golf.
That's not work, ma'am. You shouldn't be having that much fun outside.
No, she shouldn't. And I wonder whether she's checked with her husband
I bet he's
about
hungry.
whether she should be out there or not.
Yeah, I bet he's really hungry at home. All alone. No one to bring him that...
Food will be cold tonight, huh?
And he still needs a beer in his hand.
Think that housewives in Australia lead a dull life?
No, absolutely not.
Excuse me.
Hello.
Do you think Australian
Oh my goodness.
housewives lead a dull life?
Well, look, sir, I wouldn't know because I'm just over from New Zealand.
Do you think Australian housewives lead a dull life, exciting life? What?
Oh, no, I think if they've got the right husband, they lead a nice, exciting life, I think.
That's a guy trying to pick up ladies right now.
He
Oh,
looks
you're
like
married?
a quite swell guy.
I expect him to look really creepy at the camera and just do that little eyebrow raise.
I wonder if his pants can go any higher.
They probably can, good sir.
They'd probably be
I
his
would-
pectoralis.
Yep, crazy hooligans.
Wouldn't say that. I do my best.
Dull or exciting, that's rather hard to say. Exciting, I don't think so.
Look at the arrogance in his eyes.
Much the same as any other country other than the European countries, I would say.
Yes, but being at home, I mean, the monotony of it, that has been suggested, a certain amount of monotony connected with marriage.
Oh, no, that's something you'd have to ask my wife about. Monotony, no, I wouldn't think so.
And yet most married
And we're looking at the first whipped gentleman
men would know whether their wives...
in
He
history.
could be showing a slight greater backbone, but then again,
Yeah.
that he's not an American.
He's Australian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
If
good.
he was here in America, he'd probably have a better backbone.
Yeah. Yep. That's why down with communism. Oh, I can't say that. Mom, I love moms around the world and everything else in between.
You better apologize to the Facebook.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Facebook. We're 2 seconds in and we're about to be canceled. We're too edgy on the airwaves. The FCC won't let me be.
There is always the possibility of the gods of this amazing technology might forgive you.
Hopefully. I'm sorry, Facebook. I didn't mean it. It slipped. I'm in character, Mr. J. Bigglesworth, on the radio.
felt that life was monotonous because wives usually tell husbands when the husbands come home.
I can assure you my wife doesn't find life monotonous in the least nowadays. Once upon a time, perhaps, but now there's always something to do. We have very many common interests. Music, books, and other things. Monotony, no.
What is going on in this scene? Guy's peeping Tom over there, trying to get in. Look at the ladies. Alright, I'm going to skip past that a little bit and look at this. Okay, I'm going to go to this grandmother. She looks really old.
Why do you say that?
Oh, well, they have everything they want nowadays, and...
Laraco, I think those are the new glasses that just came out. Very stylish. You should think about getting people in your family that for Christmas.
Those glasses look quite classy.
They do. And they look like they cover a lot of your face. Which
Yes,
is great
and
for...
they look very futuristic.
Yes.
Just like the new Ford Fairlane.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
I don't know, they seem to do what they want to do, and I don't know. I'm a housewife myself, but I have quite a nice time.
Ever thought of going out to work?
I do. I do go to work.
And then my husband beats me, and I stop thinking about it abruptly.
Because I'm a widow, that's why.
Do you think that married women...
Now, on to the next hard-hitting question, Laraco. What about those new bikinis that came out? Are those too racy for people to be wearing on the beach?
Well, what I would question, if the aforementioned female were to be taken, would it be considered adultery to wear such revealing clothing in public?
Like, I'm looking, and now I'm the one cheating. Kind of thing.
Well, the wife should only show the husband what she has.
Right. Just her feet can be shown in public.
That's if her shoes hurt.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
If her shoes are quite comfortable, then they should probably be covered and saved for the husband at night after he eats his dessert and dinner.
Yes. So let's send it down to the beach and see if bikinis are too offensive. Or should they be allowed, or just outlawed altogether?
Hello, everybody. Well, we're up in the Four Corners again. It's a very light-hearted day, lovely weather. So let's dream up a light-hearted...
Look at the little kid in the background just staring at the camera. It's kind of new, little girl.
...topic to talk to people about. Presently, we'll be going down on Bondi Beach to get the second half of this topic. But the first part will be seen right here and heard right here at Bondi Junction. The question, should bikinis be banned?
What do you think, Morocco?
I believe it depends on the person we speak about.
Yes.
If a married woman were to obtain a license and permission by her husband to be showing off what many of the youngers would say, the goods.
Like a bikini passport that you would bring from beach to beach that shows you have been given approval to show your midsection.
Yes, the bikini passport. I could get behind that.
Yes. Now, I wonder if our listeners, they can't possibly be wearing bikinis on the beach. We have a much higher scale show, and so I imagine that they're all in agreement. Bikinis should be outlawed.
We have a very self-respecting following.
We do.
And very respectful and religiously sound following, and I believe that they would back us in banning the use of the bikini.
I do agree with that. Very well spoken.
Thank you.
Do you think that bikinis should be banned?
No, I do not. Why?
I think they should be banned for her, definitely. She does not have any goods that we need to be seeing on the beach. Ma'am,
anything that would be holding up the upper would be existing at the same latitude as the lower portion.
Right. And I'm thinking manufacturing, we're going through a tough time, saving our money in case any depressions or anything come along. The fabric that it would need to cover up her bosoms are just, it's too much. It's
I
real.
hope they stretch for her sake.
It might. They would have to. Calling all sweatshops.
Well, I was about to ask you, why would you beat me to it?
No, well, I don't think they should be. I think everybody to their own.
Oh, about to see an old lady beat up another old lady.
Oh, somebody tripped over it, yes?
Everybody to their own liking. I think if they like it, well, have it on. Don't you?
Have it on, I guess.
Oh, imagine her wearing a bikini.
That's the best thing you can do with it.
Yes. I really think it's good.
I think if a girl's got the right figure to wear it, she should be entitled to wear it.
I just imagine everyone here needs to be smoking a cigarette. They look a little stressed.
Yes, and a cigarette would do them quite well.
Yes, it would do me quite well right now. I think I might spark one up.
They should be banned
I'm just kidding. I work in radio. I can't afford cigarettes.
for some figures there. Definitely. Bikini swimsuits. You know the bikini swimsuits? A little bit here, a little bit there, and... Oh, no.
Pretty sure that's a gangster.
Oh, you know me, I wouldn't say that. It's left to a person's imagination. I think imagination has some...
Is this just for old people? Like, is this a beach where only old people can go? I'm seeing...
Well, can they afford to be on the beach?
Really?
Because if you cannot afford to be on the beach, you probably should be working.
Very true. Very true.
Nothing to do with it. Oh, well, I'm sure of it. It's imagination of... Bad, well, you can't stop.
Okay. A little faster, turtle boy.
Well, depends on the figure. I wouldn't like to wear one.
Excuse me. Do you think that bikinis should be banned?
Well, I most certainly do, and I don't think it does justice to a woman's figure. I think that there's nothing so beautiful and so, would attract attention to the streamlined and the beautiful woman's figure so much as the piece with the skirt, which I think in silhouette looks
Could we pick a worse corner to interview someone on, please?
simply beautiful. But the bikini, no, definitely not.
I'm looking at... Someone says, free the nipple. Not sure that isn't... That's
quite the promiscuous thing for one of our listeners to say.
Everyone in that video does not need to be showing any nipples. I don't want to see granny nipples.
Especially in public, in front of women and children.
Now, our sponsor, like you just heard, Grandma's Boobs Cookies, free those nipples.
And this time, need I mention, we're on Bondi Beach. Do you think that bikinis should be banned?
Oh, definitely not, no.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm in a bikini, John.
Well, I think most Australians like sunshine, and, the more sunshine you can get on your body, all the better, so far as I'm concerned. I think once you've worn a bikini, you'd never wear a one-piece costume again.
Oh my God, look at this little kid. Oh, this kid right here is in his own little bikini. This is a very, very odd photo that we're looking at right here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know, does this kid think that we, as a nation, should be wearing bikinis?
What's your name?
By the way, that is a very nice looking abdomen that this little kid has. I'm pretty sure he works out a lot.
He probably takes his vitamins and does his sit-ups.
Yes, he is actually a little bit more in shape than me, Laraco.
Take your vitamin, children.
Yes.
Right after your cigarette.
Antonio.
How old are you, Antonio?
4.
Do you know what a bikini is? What is it?
As they pan down and see his pants get a little bit wider.
It's a swimsuit.
What do you think of bikinis?
That is a good term, so see in the chat, that ice cream looks quite delectable. It's a good word. It's a Webster word right there.
Do you think they should be stopped? People should be allowed to wear them? Do you think that bikinis should be banned?
No, of course not.
Why not?
Oh, it's just a fashion. There's nothing wrong with them.
Excuse me.
Hang on, madam. Don't walk around here with that. Put something on, please. Otherwise...
Oh, my goodness. Good golly, Miss Molly on this one. Holy moly. Snickerdoodles. That's an angry man. Not in a bikini. Although, what you said, could his pants be any higher? I don't think so. Not on this one. I think he's trying to break the microphone.
Want me to take this first, confiscate it? Well, it's somewhat property. You can I don't care. Well, I'll confiscate it. Yeah, confiscate it.
Listen to how cheap their microphones sound. Imagine if we had to use bad mics like that.
Those are the peak of technology, sir.
I almost got us booted again. I am just a good old Weisenheimer.
All right. You get something on. Don't stand out here like that, madam. You'll come over with me, sir. You come over to the...
I can't hear quite what they're saying, but they're definitely arguing, and now more people are getting involved in this bikini beach fight.
Potentially it's his wife, and he's trying to make sure that she's covered for the public.
Yes. And then a kid who's aroused kind of just sits in the background and watches. And that cassette will be out later this year, Bikini Beach Fights. So, we've got another one. And I'm going to go to Larocco on this one just to see. And I can actually even throw it to the listeners. Larocco, who is the boss in your house?
Well, isn't that quite obvious? I'm the one who wears the pants.
Yes, I wear the pants.
And the one who wears the pants is the boss of the house.
True. And who wears the belt. And I'm not scared to take off the belt if my family gets out of line. So, we asked the question to people on the street. Same thing. Who's the boss in your house? And I'm curious for some of our listeners. Who's the boss in your house? Obviously, I mean, this is like a men roll call right now.
In the recent census, Australians were required to put down who was head of the house. We thought we might get a few smart and funny answers from people passing on the street on who was actually head of their house. So let's find out right now.
And I see in here, Ticklebutt is the boss in my house. Megabreath thinks he is, but he isn't.
Excuse me. Did you fill in your census paper?
I did.
I guessed you would. Are you married?
Man, that was a left-handed hook right there.
I would have a quick question concerning Ticklebutt. As far as is Ticklebutt?
Is that a noun or a noun or a verb?
Mm-hmm. And whose butt is he tickling?
Well, Ticklebutt.
It's quite risque.
Now, do you get mega breath after you tickle a butt? Or
depends what you're tickling the butt with.
I forgot. I was gonna say something, and I forgot.
I'm a widow.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Oh, are you married?
Yes.
Ah, in the recent census form...
Your husband died. Oh, sorry, bye. Here you go.
You had to make an entry there on who was the head of the house. Who's the head of your house?
My father.
Oh. You have a husband?
Holy moly, she is 50 years old and lives at home with her mother and father. I guess this generation's crazy. Well, I'm sure in future...
Go very far without a man.
Sure in future years that won't happen. This is probably just a one-off.
Yes.
Oh, neither of you is the head of the house?
No.
Oh, you live with your parents, do you?
Yes.
I see.
And I see the answer to your question, Larocco. So Ticklebutt is the queen. The only cat I've ever seen have butt cheeks. And I just want to tickle them. Not I don't want to, but that's what the comment said.
Who's the head of your house?
Bates seems quite risque.
I've never heard of a cat with butt cheeks.
Me neither.
Be very curious to see.
Maybe the butt cheeks should be covered.
Yes. Now, can cats wear bikinis?
I guess they can wear anything because they don't run any households. Not in my world.
No, cats do not. Cats are definitely inferior to dogs, which is a man's best friend.
That's correct.
I am.
Are you married?
Yes.
You had a husband.
And then Jen goes, Mark, you want to tickle her butt cheeks. Maybe I said that, but it sounded, you're taking out of context.
Husband?
Yes.
Oh, would he say the same thing?
Yes.
Oh, you weren't quite certain of that last yes, I noticed.
Yes.
In the census paper, whose name did you put down when it required you to answer who was head of the house?
Mine.
Oh, he was happy with that?
Yes.
I see. Who is the head of your house?
Well, I think I am. I have just recently had a...
I think we're starting to see a turn. And
another baby.
Man did not believe he should be.
Yes, after hours of abuse.
My son, so I've been doing chief cook and bottle wash around the house, so I would say that I am.
It's possibly you're confusing the issue a little. You work harder than anybody else in the house at the moment, perhaps. That makes you the head of the house.
That is true, that is true. Just at this moment, but I wouldn't say I work hard like that all the time, though. I think my wife does her share.
And who makes the big decisions?
Oh, I think she does.
Oh man, okay. Well, that's groundbreaking here. That is definitely groundbreaking. Morocco.
Seems like a potential down in society.
It is. It is. Now, Morocco, any news that you have that has come to your attention as far as lately? I know we have we have some presidential speeches going on, and I know we're going to talk a little bit as we get down into the show and a little bit more talky talk, I like to say. I'm silly like that. And we're going to talk UFOs and nursery rhymes, whether they're good or evil. And then I, Morocco, am going to show you the houses that we will be able to afford in the future, because we're pulling in those big bucks. I mean, look at us. We were just doing audio, and now people can see our beautiful faces. And
now we are the face of the radio.
Receding hairlines. Oh, yeah.
And we have made it. And I've been in the market for a nice home recently, so that would be very nice to talk about.
It's good. It's good. There's a lot of, they have, like, okay, so I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it's going to be a fun video. We're going to go through it in the list together. But, Morocco, any news? Anything you want to cover?
At the moment, I'm just looking through things. We do have quite a number of things that we can talk about, especially considering President Kennedy in his recent speech.
Ooh. Yes.
He making quite a few things apparent that maybe we should listen to. We have quite a number of things going on with Cuba right now.
Don't even get me started on the missile crisis.
And we do have a few things to talk about concerning our recent outbreak and anti-inoculators.
Ooh, that is another Webster word that's thrown our way, inoculator. Inoculator.
Yes.
That sounds...
And people who are against inoculations.
Okay. That sounds very similar. I had a video game that just came out, and man, I played it at a pizza shop. It to remind me, inoculator could be the next version of that game.
Mm-hmm. And everybody who's denying the inoculation during our current measles outbreak.
Okay, so let's get into that. So what are we looking at as far as inoculation?
Inoculation is an injection that helps our immune system fight off the current outbreak of measles.
Okay.
Many people are speculating that it is something that is driving our recent outbreak of syphilis.
Ooh. That's bad. Now, the crazy part about that, the good news is there's a vaccination that came out. For all of our listeners right now, do not panic. I know there's kids sitting around the radio listening after dinner and all of that. There is a cure. Here's the thing. You need to get injected. Don't ask questions. Get injected. Now, get inoculated. Is that the word I'm learning?
Yes, inoculation. Okay. Inoculation is the vaccination of an individual from the disease.
Okay, get inoculated.
We must hurry to inoculate everyone before we potentially reach a group immunity.
Okay.
Which is also known as herd immunity.
Right. Now,
we must be vaccinated first.
Now, I'm getting some reports in that a little contradictory. It looks like JFK is giving a speech. I think our producers are telling us we need to go and take a look at this, Morocco. We'll be here, but let's take a look at what's going on over there.
The legitimate discontent of yearning people is exploited. The legitimate trappings of self-determination are employed. But once in power, all talk of discontent is repressed. All self-determination disappears. And the promise of a revolution of hope is betrayed, as in Cuba, into a reign of terror. Those who want instruction staged automatic riots in the streets of free nations over the efforts of a small group of young Cubans to regain their freedom should recall the long roll call of refugees who cannot now go back to Hungary, to North Korea, to North Vietnam, to East Germany, or to Poland, or to any of the other lands from which a steady stream of refugees pours forth in eloquent testimony.
Now I'm gonna kind of break this right here, Rocco. As we take a look at this, this is sounding very similar to. He must be referring to the things going on right now. And now we're looking at 1963, the current year and date. Timestamp it for future cassettes, just so I'm building a time capsule of my work. So with that,
we use VHS.
Oh, you have VHSs now.
I have VHS. That is the new emerging technology, and it's quite amazing.
How much did that cost you? A pretty penny, probably about $10.
My player had run me potentially $5 American.
Oh, really? So they do have new ones out that are $10. I saw those at J.C. Penney. Nice.
Yes.
They were nice.
But we haven't become TV stars yet.
No. We will.
We are the face of the radio, but not of the TV.
We will. In time. In time.
We will one day, sir.
I jiggled a wire in my microphone. You know, these... Someday, I hope the technology will be a little better than it is right now. Right now.
I think we sound like high definition.
Well, it's you jiggle a wire and you, gosh darn it, mess up your kerfuffin' day. You know, so I tried. So this news video is. It's interesting because now it's going on right now, and I guess are people trying to figure out where they want to go in the country to sit out and see what's going to happen?
Well, we are getting mass immigration from countries that are not free like America.
Right.
We are having an epidemic of people coming in.
Yep, and so apparently they're saying they just, opened up the borders?
They must.
All right. Well, okay, producers are saying he's going on to his next line.
To the cruel oppression now holding sway in their homeland, we dare not fail to see the insidious nature of this new and deeper struggle. We dare not fail to grasp the new concepts, the new tools, the new sense of urgency we will need to combat it, whether in Cuba or South Vietnam. And we dare not fail to realize that this struggle is taking place every day without fanfare in thousands of villages and markets, day and night, and in classrooms all over the globe. The message of Cuba, of layoffs, of the rising din of communist voices in Asia and Latin America, these messages are...
I didn't say it, Facebook. I didn't say it.
We did not say it, Mr. Zuckerberg.
That was not me.
Same. The complacent, the self-indulgent, the soft societies are about to be swept away with the debris of history. Only the strong, only the industrious, only the determined, only the courageous, only the visionary who determine the real nature of our struggle can possibly survive.
That's an interesting statement, and I'm going to pause on that because I think our listeners, if you did not understand the full context of that, really go back and listen to it because that is a message that could stand true. I stand behind that. I don't know how you feel, Rocco, but I think that was a good message.
Yes, I believe so very much, and I believe that we should be reading into the warning signs of the recent migrants and all of the riots and massive public upheaval that has been happening with our crisis with Cuba.
And I think one of the best lines, in my opinion, on this one was when he said, anyone who can truly see through what is going on will, he might not have said survive, but that's what I heard, was survive.
Everyone should be paying attention to a threat to our democracy.
Yes. And that being said, here's some funny music. We're taking a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be going over UFOs. Are they taking over the world? I've seen a UFO. You want to hear the story? LaRocco, have you seen a UFO?
I have not personally, but I have heard of many reports recently, including Maine and Kecksburg.
Kecksburg, that's one to say.
Kecksburg, Pennsylvania has recently gotten another sighting and a crash, as well as Maine.
I like saying that. Kecksburg. I'm going to go to Kecksburg. Yep. Okay, where you going? Kecksburg. Going to Kecksburg. All right. In the meantime, here's what we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to we're going to give you a little bit of humor while we take a commercial break. This is the After Hours Show. Enjoy.
Friends, I told you that my partner would be here, and here he is. Didn't you expect him, did you? Now, he always shapes up. Now, why not let the folks themselves ask for something that they like to hear?
All right, what would they like to hear?
Something different. Now, is there anything special that you would like to hear us do?
Baseball.
No, wait a minute, friends. You don't want to hear that, do you?
Yeah, we got the props for you here.
Oh, you came prepared, didn't you? All set, huh? Well, this is a must. I guess it's a must. We've got to do it. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let me see. It looks all right.
Okay, all
Now,
right.
we'll pretend. All right, I'll take it easy with that. We'll just pretend that we're organizing a baseball team here at the retired actors' home. And I am the manager. Now...
You're going to be the manager of the retired actors baseball team?
Yes.
I would like to join the retired actors baseball team.
Oh, you would?
And I would like to know some of the guys' names on the team, so if I want to play with them, I know them, and I meet them on the street or in the home here, I can say hello to them.
Oh, sure. But you know they give baseball players nowadays very peculiar names.
I know, a lot of funny names.
You know, like Sticky Fields.
Sticky Fields.
Goofy Dan.
Booby Bobber.
Booby Bobber.
I know all those.
Well, let's see now. We have on our team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out, the guy's names. That's what I want to find out, the guy's name.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
Now, Abby, you going to be the manager of the baseball team?
Yes.
You know the guy's names?
Well, I should.
Well, then you tell me the guy's names on the baseball team.
I say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me.
I'm telling him.
You ain't said nothing yet. Go ahead and tell me.
Who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
You know the guy's names on the baseball team?
Yes.
Well, go ahead. Who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, wait a minute,
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's his name.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
That's it. That's his name.
Well, you ain't said nothing. I ain't asked you nothing.
You did.
You know the guy's name on first base?
Sure.
Well, tell me the guy's name on first base.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who is on first, Lou?
What are you asking me for?
Now, don't get excited. I'm saying who...
I'm asking you a simple question. Who's on first?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who? I'm asking you, what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time now.
Don't mix up my...
I'm not mixing up anybody. Now, what's the guy's name on first base?
Now, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Now, well, let's not...
Whoa. How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
I mentioned his name?
Yes.
I don't know anybody's name on the team. How could I mention a guy's name?
You did. You just mentioned it.
All right, what's the guy's name on third base?
No, what's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on first.
See what I mean? I didn't even mention a guy's name on third base.
Yes, you did.
All right, then who's playing third base?
No, who's on first?
I'm not asking you what's on first.
What's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know. He's third base. Third base. I don't know anybody on a baseball team.
You do. You mention their names.
I do?
Sure.
You got an outfield?
Well, naturally.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you. I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Well, go ahead. Tell me.
Tell you what?
The left fielder's name.
Why?
Because I want to know. Because.
Oh, he's center field. You know these players as well as
Who's
I.
in center field?
Now, who's on first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know. Third base. Do you know the guy's names on the team?
Look, Louis, you don't seem to understand. See, I have a first baseman.
I know you got a first.
Gets his...
I asked you what's the first. I asked you what's the first baseman's name.
No, what's the second baseman's name?
I'm going to stop asking you, sir. I asked you what's the first baseman's name.
What's the second baseman's name?
I don't even get past the first. All right, who's on second?
Who's on first?
What base do you want to talk about?
You talk about anyone you want to talk about.
All right, now who's on first?
Right.
Okay.
Now,
All All right, you got a first baseman.
Yes.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Every dollar of it.
Who gets it?
He does. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. Why not, Lou? He's earned it.
Who did?
Yes.
Look, when you pay off the first baseman every month, you get a receipt from the guy?
Sure.
How does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
Well, that's how he signs it,
That's
Lou.
how who signs it?
Yes.
Go ahead, tell me.
That's it.
Who? Look, you go to first baseman,
Yes.
and you say to him, here's your money, sign the receipt. How does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
That's how he signs it.
That's how who signs it?
Yes.
Sure. You gotta get a receipt from the guy, don't you?
Get one, Lou.
How does the guy on first base sign his name?
Who?
The guy on first.
That's how he signs it.
I'm asking, when you give the guy the money, what's the guy's name that you give the money to?
Now, wait a minute. What signs his own?
Who signs his own?
No, who signs his?
I mean, what's the guy's name on first you give
What is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know. Third base. Left fielder's name, the center field. I don't know if you got a pitcher on the team.
Well, this will be a fine team without a pitcher.
It's a fine team. The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me the day?
I can't change that name.
You don't want to tell me the day?
I'm telling you.
Go ahead. Tell me the pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
Why not tell me today? I ain't going to wait tomorrow. Then tell me the pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
All right. What time tomorrow you tell me the pitcher's name?
What time what?
What time tomorrow you going to tell me who's pitching?
Who is not pitching?
I'll break you around, you say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know. Third base. Third base. Third base. You got a catcher?
Certainly you've got a catcher on a baseball team.
Catcher's name.
Today.
Today. Tomorrow's pitching. Today's catcher.
Now you've got it.
Now I got it. We got a couple of days on the team, that's all.
I can't help that, Lou. I don't
You know,
think-
I'm a pretty good catcher myself.
So they tell me.
Yeah, now I get behind the plate and I'm going to do some fancy catching, and tomorrow's pitching on my team, right?
Yeah.
Now tomorrow he winds up the ball and I'm behind the plate and the heavy hitter gets up.
Yeah.
Now the heavy hitter gets up and he's ready to hit the ball, and tomorrow's going to throw the ball. I'm the catcher. Now when tomorrow throws the ball, the guy up bunts the ball. Now when he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw the guy out of first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
Is to throw the ball at first base.
Yes.
Now who's got it?
Naturally.
Sure. Look, the guy is running to first base, but I want to throw the guy out. So I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Throw it to who?
Naturally.
And who's got it?
Naturally.
Huh. So I pick up the ball and I throw it to Natural.
No. You throw the ball to first base, then who gets it?
Naturally.
That's it. Now you've got
That's the same thing. I pick up the ball, so I throw it to Natural.
You don't.
I throw it to who?
Natural.
That's what I'm saying! I said I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
You ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's
Same as you!
Say it that
I throw the ball to Naturally.
You don't. You throw it to who?
Now who's got it? Naturally. That's what I said.
Right.
Whoever it is better get it. That's all I
Get
can
it. Don't worry about who.
Who'll get it?
Yes.
He better get it.
All right.
Now, I throw the ball to whoever it is drops the ball, so the guy runs a second. Who picks up the ball and throws the what? What throws the I don't know, throws it back to Tamar. Triple play.
Could be.
Another guy gets up, and it's a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn. I said, I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
This old-time radio program was originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity. As a result, you may detect an occasional surface noise or volume drop due to transmission problems so common to old radio. We hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to this, one of the all-time favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FM Studios, JRK 102. This is the After Hours Show, and we're joined by Mundane Marauder. We also have our dear friend, Louis LaRocco from Camarilla Cafe. So grab a coffee and a newspaper, sit down, relax, because we're about to go bonkers on this one.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Gee whiz, what are you eating there? It's Grandma's boobs cookies. Say, these taste just like Grandma's boobs. Grandma's boob cookies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours show. Mark Hamill here from After Hour Comedy, and I'm trying to get over to something that will make a little sense. I forgot to get rid of that. Oops. I'm a silly goose. Doesn't sound manly, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm a silly goose. I'm a silly goose.
Silly goose, sir.
Silly goose. All right, we're going to talk about it. We've got UFOs. I don't know if you've ever seen a UFO, Larocco. I have seen a UFO.
I have never seen one in person, but I've seen plenty on tape and film.
What do you think? Are we thinking that UFOs are real, or are they fake, or are they something from the government?
It could be a number of things.
Okay.
And it could be another nation that is trying to threaten our democracy.
Russia. Russia, right? You mean Russia.
It could be Russia. It could as well be Germany and German technology.
Yeah.
We are having mass reports of sightings all over the world, including the Soviet Union, France, Australia, Canada, Finland, South Africa, here in the United States, and the list goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. What are some of the more validated stories that you have heard as far as UFOs? I don't know if there's one that comes to mind.
Outside of the Roswell UFO incident that happened in 1947, which the government still says that it was potentially a comet or a plane, we had also recently had a crash on Elephant Mountain, which is in Maine of the United States. Many people said it looked like a comet. Many witnesses before the police came to the scene to pick up whatever was there. Many had said it looked like a spaceship. The government says that they are still trying to clean up and figure out what exactly it was that crashed. And we also had an incident in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania of the United States, where a very, very similar thing had happened. Many witnesses said that the crashed object looked like an acorn.
Interesting. Now, how many witnesses were there to that? Or does it even tell you?
I am going through the report right now. So this happened on December 9th. And from the description, it says that a large, brilliant fireball was seen by thousands in at least 6 U.S. states and Ontario, Canada. It streaked. So this one object streaked over Detroit, Michigan, Windsor, Canada area. And there were reports of hot metal debris over Michigan and northern Ohio. Grass fires and sonic booms in the Pittsburgh metropolitan area were attributed to this specific fireball. And some people in the village of Kecksburg, about 30 miles southeast of Pittsburgh, reported something crashed in the woods. Wisps of blue smoke, vibrations, and a thump.
Interesting. I didn't see anything like that. So my UFO story was a little different. It looked, and I might have told this before, it looked like a shooting star. And so I looked up in the sky. We were joking around like, oh, what if an alien flew by? And it literally looked just like a shooting star. And then we're like, oh, there's a UFO. And it looked like a shooting star, but then it stopped. And then it kind of paused. It flew back for a second. And then it stopped again. And then it zigzagged off. So that was kind of the only UFO scenario that I have seen or run into.
Yes, and with many of these crashes, which are understandable, and specifically the Kecksburg, the area where the object landed was immediately sealed off on the order of the United States Army and state police officials, reportedly in anticipation of a close inspection of whatever may have fallen. State police officials there ordered the area roped off to await the expected arrival of both U.S. Army engineers and possibly civilian scientists, which is very similar to the Roswell occurrence. Yes. And very similar to the crash that had happened in Elephant Mountain in Maine. And
keep going for 1
as
second.
Of an official announcement as to what it is, they still do not know.
Gotcha. Okay. So I was just trying to catch up and see what was going on with that right over there. I think. Just keep going for one more second. Forgive me. I'm just trying to double check to make sure that we're back up on all our networks.
Yes, we just had a technical issue with the YouTube, and the YouTube seems to be functioning at the moment. But during our commercial break, it had actually gone down.
Okay, we're back. We're back on all of the networks.
Yes, we are back on the YouTube at the moment.
Cool. Good. So my UFO story, that is that was real. It's been some years since that happened. Now, one of the things is I wish that I had some way to record it, but I didn't. So it's just a story. Now, the other thing that comes from that is I kind of wonder how many people out there have seen stuff and just aren't reporting it. Now, there's a couple reasons. Maybe you don't want to be known as that alien guy, right? You're going to get made fun of at the water cooler with the boys. So, how many people don't report things? I feel, now I'm just saying, and call me crazy, there's some good shit out there these days, but I feel like a lot of people are very open to the idea of aliens and think that there's more. They don't know what it is, but they think that there's more out there.
And I believe that is a perfectly acceptable way of looking at things. We have millions of life forms on this planet as we know it, and it would not make sense that there are no life forms anywhere else. These objects are very obscure to what our current technology is, and we have had a lot of tension across the world. So I believe that speculation that it could be a technology that is being used to spy on us, especially by the Russians, is also a great possibility.
Yes, yeah, and right now that is a very, very heavy and trending topic. I do have some people. We sent a newscaster down, and you're gonna like this one. We asked people, and kind of like I said, I feel like more people out there in the world believe that there's something out there, and they might not know exactly what that is. Like, for example, I'm looking at one of our listeners, and they say, out of all the infinite galaxies in the universe, how can Earth be the only place with life forms? Earth isn't an anomaly. There's way more out there that we can even explore, that we can't even explore. There's definitely more life forms out there. I would agree with that. And I don't know what LaRocco's kind of sitting on right there, but I feel like this is leading into something where we've got documents, or I don't know, but let's poll some people. So if we go to the streets, do we think that people are going to agree with us that more is going on in this universe? And I agree with everything that's been said so far. Big universe, it's tough to see. Everything. Let alone, we haven't even explored our oceans, let alone space.
Do you indeed think that there is life on other planets? Do you think there's life on other planets?
Oh, I don't know.
Would you like to think about it for a second?
Oh, not really.
Tell me, do you think there is life on other planets?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but I suppose there would be.
No, he seems definite. You seem
Definitely.
definite about it. How do you see this life and where?
Holy moly, it's Popeye. We found, ladies and gentlemen, we found Popeye the Sailor Man. I wish I had that theme song queued up. That'd be perfect right now.
He does look like Popeye.
He does. I'll bet he eats all his meals with his bottom jaw.
Where's his can of spinach?
Yeah.
He probably opens the can with his jaw.
Yeah, he does. Holy moly. This guy is a hooligan. Good old hoodlum.
Oh, I've seen a flying saucer.
You've seen one?
Yes,
Where was
definitely. At Lane Cove.
When was this?
1953.
You don't think this was a figment of your imagination?
Several other people with me saw it.
You all had the same figment. What
Like this bloke right here.
did it look like?
It was standing up there, still,
Just suspended in space?
with colours coming out of it.
Flat or on its side?
It was around.
And you think this was sent from another planet, do you?
I really do. Well, where else would it come from?
Or where else would you get such a nice haircut? That's a very nice haircut you have there, sir.
Do you think there's life on other planets?
Wait, what?
Where did the haircut come from?
Yeah, I think he got abducted, and they're just alien barbers.
I believe that looking at the co-inhabitants of this planet, more people would actually be interested in where his haircut came from.
Yeah, and
I think it's a very relevant question.
That's why we're getting visits, is because they don't want us to have haircuts. Oh, Lord, help me on the mullet.
Oh, well, I wouldn't like to even discuss that.
Why not?
It's a debatable point, I suppose.
What do you think yourself?
Look, their microphones do the same. They pick up the S's every single time we say it. If I
That is the new clarity on our high definition equipment.
If I could only whistle while I say my S's, I'd super. I'm trying. I'm really trying for you people.
You must have an opinion here.
Well, definitely not.
Not?
Not.
Well, what leads you to say that? Scientific investigation or?
Well, only working off the theory of the...
Please, stop trying to be smart, sir. I'm just asking for a friend.
Bible. Well, there's only one world, isn't there? And...
But do you think that can stand up to...
Whoa. Wrong. There's not. In the Bible, there's more than one world. It's literally like the whole reason for the Bible. Sir, wrong gentleman. You're not a scholar.
Isn't scientific investigation this
I think it could.
Creed. Do you think so?
I think it could.
It's like I was born with glasses, and my mother told me that made me smart.
Let's go.
Definitely so.
In your opinion, do you think there is life on other planets?
No, I hope not.
Why do you hope not?
Because they'd be frozen to death.
Logic. That lady is educated right there, and I think that she's on to something.
Well, in his reference to religion in the Bible, people tend to forget that humanity was polytheistic, and before the Crusades and the emergence of monotheism, which basically kind of took over all of the major religions, was that it was common belief to humanity that there were numerous worlds. And planets, rulers were defined by planets. So it was very, very commonly believed for hundreds of thousands of years, to our knowledge, that there was life on other worlds, and a lot of the inhabitants of this world were from other worlds.
Right. There is a lot of people trying to go to the moon, things like that, and I don't know, man. I think we might be able to go to the moon. Now,
yes,
that's
and we are currently in a space race with the Soviet Union.
Always Russia. Always Russia.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're gonna win that race, and I'm just obviously maybe I'm a little biased when I'm saying that I want to, go to the moon. I think it's possible. I think it might happen, and maybe I'm being very hopeful. We're in really, really good positions to do that. But I also am kind of curious about the need for man to always want to go into space, right? Is it because we came from space? And now we have the urge to go back home? Is that what we're seeing?
Very well be that.
Yeah, is that what we're seeing? And if that is the case, now what are we saying on the other end? Why did we leave our planet in the first place? Is it because now that we're seeing, and this is a big thing, I mean, I've been to some of the peace fests around here recently, and global warming's scary, and I don't want to choke a dolphin with my Crystal Pepsi plastic liner. And so with that, I don't know, did we mess up our original planet and that's why we're here, and now there's works to get to another one?
There are ancient beliefs that actually state that it was an escape from another planet that led us to this planet. I'm sure that President Kennedy had put out the challenge that he is going to put a man on the moon before the decade is out. So I believe that if we do, in fact, by the end of this decade, make it to the moon, we will have more information and more insight into what is there, what the atmosphere is like, and if there is anything left there.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we have not made it.
Well, I think we can win the race. I want to win the race. Let's go red, white, and blue on that one.
That's correct. America.
America. Now let's keep going. There's more. Are aliens, or is there life on other planets?
Do you think there is life on other planets?
No, I'm German.
Yes, definitely.
Why?
Yes.
What sort of life do you see up there?
Vegetable.
Do I think there's life on
Yeah.
other planets? No.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't think we'll find anything when eventually we land on Venus?
I don't think we'll find life.
What do
We
you think
might
we'll
find
find?
very interesting things, though.
Such as?
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't really say what as. I don't know. But I dare say it'll be something worth knowing.
I think there is life on other planets.
And how do you see this life? How do you visualize it yourself? Is
It's
it
rather
like this?
queer-looking people.
Queer-looking people. They're totally different from the people on Earth?
I suppose so.
Uh-huh. Would you like to get up there yourself and see it on Venus?
Not particularly.
Why not?
Because I like it down here. I reckon there is.
What makes you reckon that?
Well, I don't know, it's not imagination, it's just what,
You're being led by scientific discoveries, etc.
yes.
Yeah, well, how do you see this life? If you think there is life up there, how do you see it? What form do you think it takes?
Animal. Because we're animals, aren't we?
Oh, snap. We're animals.
That is an astute observation.
We are animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now what is she talking about? Is she referring to the older... We came from apes? Is that it?
Well, that can mean a lot of things. I mean, what do you define our life form as? We're animals.
Rubbish. We're rubbish.
We're not... Even though many people would lead you to believe that we are vegetables, we aren't.
I don't know. I got a neighbor. He gets better parking because he's a vegetable. A little too edgy for where we are right now.
Some of it.
Yes.
Speak for yourself. I mean, how do you see them up there, though?
Oh,
I mean, the same as here? You think land on
no,
Venus would
no.
discover people like you?
No.
Totally different.
It all depends what atmosphere they're living in. I think it'd be an animal form, but I don't think it'd be like us.
You think that's a good thing?
Well, I don't know.
Would you like to get up there and find out for yourself?
Definitely.
Would you?
Too right
You'd
I would.
volunteer for this?
Too right I would. I'd like to be the first woman in space.
Do you think that...
Well, first we need to figure out what's for dinner, lady. Come on. All right, well, let's tone it down
I wonder if she had already cooked
Yeah.
and is preparing to re-warm it up for the husband, or if she just doesn't have any intention of cooking for her husband.
No. At least grab a beer. Grab a beer, walk the dog. I want to know, did this come out after the last news video? Because we might be seeing a revolution.
If she had not prepared the food, that is a woman who will not be remarried.
You know what? In that case, yeah, fine. Launch her into space. Have fun. Have fun. Launch her into space. The only room in that spaceship is a kitchen. Boom. Enjoy your life.
So we do have some added stuff in our chat from Mrs. Bates. She says that out of all the infinite galaxies in the universe, how can Earth be the only place with a life form? Earth isn't the anomaly. There's way more out there that we can't even explore. There's definitely more life forms out there. And she says, and don't even get me started on oceans. They've only explored 5% of that.
That's true.
That's a rough word. A bitch.
Whoa. Whoa. Now I need a shower.
Yes. Yes, I might have to eat the soap.
Can't believe you
but
even spelled that. Go to the
for
go
our
to the break. Go to
listeners,
the
I
break
thought that I
room. Stick a bar of soap in your mouth.
We'll do it on break.
Okay.
And I believe mermaids are real and other life forms underwater.
I
we
watched
are
that
clueless
documentary. They're real.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
And they're just as dangerous as the ones on land.
Oh, you're quoting someone. I was talking to you.
No, I'm talking about mermaids. I didn't quote that. No, I said that.
They're
just as dangerous.
I thought you were talking to me.
I was.
Oh, I'm so confused. So, okay, yes to everything. that's how we handle all of that information. Now, welcome back as we talk about aliens. Is there life on other planets? Let's take a look.
Life on other planets?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you thought about this at all?
No.
Do you think there
Just like there is a J.C. Penney sale, and I need to get there now. Oh my God! Look at that guy's beard. If I was to grow out facial hair, that's what I would look like. Like, cause that's not a real beard. That's literal. Oh my. Look at us. We're like the same. Holy shit. I just now realized that I have an Abe Lincoln beard.
Mm-hmm.
I have an Abe. Oh my God, look at us. If mine was a little longer, it'd be the same exact thing.
I had worn that beard for a bit too. And then I looked in the mirror.
This is all I can grow. And the only reason I grow it is because when I shave, I look like I'm 12. I act like I'm 12, but I don't want to look like I'm 12. That's not how you get the ladies. You know, I like to go out to those ballrooms and just get a swinging. But you can't, I mean, I got to at least have a beard if I'm short. You don't want to be short and look like a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
there is life on other planets?
No French.
No speak...
No speak English. French.
Vous pensez qu'il y a autre vie de...
Okay, this is America, sir. Can't understand you. Go back to your country.
Les planètes. Mars et Venus.
Oui.
Oui?
Oui.
C'est français, là?
Just yell Oreo and get him off the camera, please.
Où ça là-bas, chez Mars? Je sais pas.
You want anything first?
That is...
Okay, so now we're done with this video. It's pretty much all the same people, and now they're bringing those French people in there. All right, so... All right, now, what do we think, LaRocco? Aliens real, not? Roswell? I personally believe in aliens. Well, hold on. To clarify, alien could be anything, because I'm pretty sure the word and the term alien in itself is just alien is foreign, more or less.
Yes. Something that's foreign to the ecosystem that it lives. So it's relative.
Right. And now you could see, and now here's the biggest misconception, is when people see things in the sky, they're like, oh, it's a UFO. Well, okay, what is a UFO? It's just unidentified. It doesn't necessarily mean alien. It just means you don't know what it is at that point in time.
Correct. Because it's not native to the habitat that it's being seen in.
Right, and then to Jen's comment, where that's kind of talking about we haven't even explored 5% of the oceans, there is a theory where aliens, not only are they in space, but they're in our oceans. What a perfect place to hide. The oceans are the hardest place to investigate because once we see something, we can't just chase it. I mean, we could, but then you have what? At maximum, I think the record for being underwater is like 20 minutes. So you could chase it for 20 minutes and then it could go away. So the downfall to being underwater is you need to go and get equipment and come back, and by that time it's long gone. And then let alone just the depths in the caverns.
Yes, we don't have the proper technology to actually navigate. So you have to figure that there is a gigantic portion of the planet where we really can't see very far and we can't explore it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only seeing through the surface by maybe 10 feet, 20 feet. Depends on the actual water and the surroundings of it. And we have, I mean, most of the planet.
Right.
Is water.
That's true. Anything else on these aliens or anything we're talking about here, LaRocco?
I guess nothing at the moment.
Okay.
I think we've pretty much laid out a bunch of things. The only other thing is that they come in, it seems as though with these sightings, they come in different forms. So the Kecksburg UFO incident seems to have been shaped like an acorn. The Roswell incident from 1947 and a lot of subsequent sightings were more like a disc.
Right.
Like a plate or a hat. The two recent ones have been black objects that are more of a triangular shape. And they've been accompanied with a very, very large boom.
Ooh.
Almost as though it's breaking the sound barrier.
Or impact. Could be impact as well.
Now, all of these shapes, we're being told from intelligence that they don't know what they are.
No. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's good. That's good. So I think that we covered some good stuff. We have a longer video that is up if people want to go and take a look at it. So that's it. That's only if they want to go and take a look at it at this point. And then really what we're going to do is I think we're going to move on to the next segment. So are you ready, Larocco?
Yes, born ready, sir.
We are going to talk about kids' rhymes. Are they good or are they evil? So that Mary Had a Little Lamb or London Bridge is Falling Down? We're going to talk about that. And this was something that was spur of the moment. I know I went over the show plan with you like we always do, and this was not on it. So this is something new that trumped what I had already. So this kind of it's a good one. It's going to be something our listeners are going to want to hear. It's kids rhymes, good or evil. So we're going to talk about that, and it is really going to happen kind of right now. So this is fun. Larocco, what do you think on as far as kids nursery rhymes and stuff? Are they good or are they evil?
It depends. Which was the first one that you had mentioned?
Like one example was Mary Had a Little Lamb. You have Jack and Jill.
What was the one about the kids spinning?
Is Ring Around the Rosie. That's Ring Around the Rosie.
Right.
So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I believe that it could be seen as quite condescending to have kids singing that, considering that if everyone was, willing to be inoculated, that we could have dodged that pandemic. But I guess it's better that we can joke.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You'll excuse the fact that I'm out of breath, but about 10 or 15 minutes ago, a tragic thing, from all indications at this point, has happened in the city of Dallas. Let me quote to you this. And you'll excuse me if I am out of breath. A bulletin. This is from the United Press, from Dallas. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. They were riding in an open automobile when the shots were fired. The president, his limp body carried in the arms of his wife, Jacqueline, has rushed to Parkland Hospital. And if you'll excuse me if I give some directions and we talk about what we're going to do here for the next few minutes, but Bobby, let's tape this, if you please, particularly the interview with the eyewitness people. It is being taped good. Here's a piece of copy that was rushed to me and was torn off from the United Press in Dallas. President Kennedy has been shot in Dallas, Texas. He was shot as a motorcade left downtown Dallas. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up and grabbed the president. She cried. We were standing on Houston Street between Main and the next street over. Jerry, come in, would you please? And the next street over, we watched the president come by and gave him the applaud that is due the office of the President of the United States. And as he turned left, 2 or 3 shots rang out. We thought they were firecrackers until, I thought they did until the last shot rang out and we heard people screaming. And we rushed over in time to see a policeman standing behind one of the fire poles, looking around as if for some place to shoot, someone to shoot at. I'd like to remind you here that as the news comes into the newsroom, we will be on the air. We'll have our eyewitness people here in just a moment. Vicki, would you see if they need some coffee or something? These people are awfully shaken up. They come awfully close. They were in the line of fire. Jared?
I remember, Jay, you...
All right, so that is, I don't even know what to say right there, really. I was listening to your story, and then I looked up on the teleprompter, and it said breaking news. That's deep. That's a game changer. We were just talking about him earlier. We're with the changes and some of the suspicions that he brought to the table.
Yes, and his speeches on the current migration issues, his speeches on secrecy and the need for the government to make their research known to the public. He had also recently announced potential interest-free loans for Americans to buy homes and to be able to invest without paying the interest from the major banks. He had made a few statements of things that he was working on that a lot of Americans were really looking forward to.
Well, not anymore. We're going to continue the broadcast. I need a minute. We'll be right back. This is the After Hours Show.
Hey kids, could I talk to you for about 30 seconds? This is Elvis Presley. If you believe polio is beaten, I ask you to listen.
Remember me.
Now that's the voice of thousands who know the fight against polio is just as tough as it ever was. They're crippled, and the Salk vaccine can't help them recover. But you can. Remember polio victims. Join the 1957 March of Dimes today.
Now that's a happy sound. That's a Disneyland sound. A wild ride with Mr. Toad is certainly an exciting adventure. But at Disneyland, you'll find fun and adventure everywhere you turn. In Tomorrowland, Frontierland, Adventureland, Fantasyland. You'll delight to the happy sights and sounds. Why, it's truly the happiest place on Earth. And this summer, there's more room for more fun at Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Wonderful new attractions, including Disneyland's Grand Canyon, the sailing ship Columbia, Alice in Wonderland, all designed for family fun and family budgets with Disneyland ticket books. Make your vacation complete with a visit to Disneyland, daytime or nighttime, every day from 9 a.m. till midnight. It's the happiest place on Earth.
When it's time to take time out for some refreshment, choose the coolest drink that's ever come to town. Dr. Pepper is the friendly pepper upper, and it never, never, ever lets you down. When the party needs a friendly pepper upper, Dr. Pepper is the drink to pass around. Dr. Pepper is the friendly pepper upper, and it never, never, ever lets you down. Gather round and have a frosty Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is the coolest drink in town. Dr. Pepper is the friendly pepper upper, and it never, never, ever lets you down.
Frosty, man, frosty.
There's a tingling, a freshness, a bounce. When you brush your teeth with Tech, the Tech toothbrush brings a tingling, a freshness, a bounce. Tech makes you feel like smiling. See the generous tufts of pure nylon bristles in Tech. Tech nylon bristles bounce right back into shape, even when wet. So your Tech toothbrush stays firm and fresh longer. Tech has the bristles with the bounce. Tech makes you feel like smiling. And there's a Tech for every shape, smile, and every size. Biggest grown-ups to tiniest children. Tech makes you feel like smiling. By Johnson & Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the After Hours Show, sponsored by Coors Light, Astro Cartoons, and Loot Crate. So put your feet together and get ready to boogie. and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours show. I am here After Hour Comedy, and we're joined by LaRocco from Camarilla Cafe. Everything that we're talking about can all be heard for free on CamarillaCafe.com. And he is getting back into the studio a little bit. He had to wash his mouth out with soap because he said a naughty word, and that naughty word was very naughty. He spelt it out, but I needed to cleanse a little bit. Now we've had some breaking news. We had to take a break. I had to kind of regather myself. That was a big thing that just happened. Absolutely crazy. Now there's all kinds of news stories that are coming out about this, but the most recent really is just. I guess it's just saying that it was one shooter, LaRocco. I'm not sure what news feeds you're getting in here on this one.
Yes. One of the reports is being introduced by the Warren Commission.
Okay.
That's investigating what seems as though is the assassination of U.S. President John F. Kennedy. And seems as though the bullet had struck Kennedy in the back and exited through his throat.
That's got to be. Sorry, I touched these new microphones. I gotta get used to this technology. It's new, but that seems a little perfect of a shot. There's something not right here. I'm a little confused. My thoughts aren't right. It just happened, but I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to broadcast right now, and it's my job.
Many witnesses are claiming that they had heard 3 shots or more. The Warren Commission is saying that it was 1 shot. That is where we are at the moment. I do not know if they have anybody that is the shooter yet, but that is what the incoming report is telling us.
Yeah. I'm looking at the comments, and right now we're about to go into kids' rhymes. Are they good or are they evil? But we recently just talked about UFOs. I see Garrett is letting us know that we're the neighborhood that aliens would roll up the windows and lock the space doors as they drove by, trying not to draw attention to themselves. It's probably accurate. I feel like Earth is in that bad neighborhood, right? Right?
Yes.
So, we, for anyone just tuning in, breaking news, JFK sent to the hospital, urgent care, and it's looking like we were told it was 1 shot, but apparently more news stories are coming out that it is indeed 3. The people are hearing more than 1. They're hearing 3 in some cases, in some scenarios. So I don't know. What was that source again, LaRocco?
The news that I am getting is coming from the Warren Commission.
Okay, LaRocco, I don't know if you have any more news on that. My new technology clicker device just died, so I need to go hardline on this.
I will definitely let you know as it's coming in.
Yes.
And yes, as of right now, that is what we have. Is your clicker device working yet? So it seems as though Mr. Hamill had stepped off of set for a moment.
I'm back. Oh, look at that.
Oh, is your clicker working again?
This new technology is coming out too quickly, and I can't figure it out. But I like it. Once I learn it, I think I'm going to be a little bit better with it.
Microsoft says that this technology is revolutionary.
Well, yeah.
The blue screen is in fact a side effect of the power of the technology.
The side effect of the technology. Okay, now what about the tumor? Does that come included, or do I need to pay extra for this radiation?
No, the radiation is included.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, and how we're going to talk about this. Oh my goodness. That is a term I've never heard before. I don't know what a herb is. I do know that you can plant and grow herbs, but I'm not quite sure what that means. It sounds dirty.
What a herb.
Herb.
Like.
And spice. So there,
like turmeric.
Must be calling me saucy. I'm hot. I'm saucy. I'm hot. I'm a herb and spice. Like
and everything nice.
Good old Colonel Sanders. Just... Okay. All right. Let's get into this. Kids' rhymes. Are they good or are they evil? Looking at the chat, and Jen goes, "Mark is spicy."
Mm-hmm.
I approve. I am. So, here we go. The first one that we're going to talk about is kids' rhymes. Are they good or are they evil? We'll be the judge, but Baba Black Sheep. Rocco, are you familiar with this one?
No.
What?
I'd love to hear it.
You're kidding. You've never heard Baba Black Sheep?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. That is offensive too. I have never heard of a rickety dick in my life. But that sounds like a disease.
Do they have an inoculation for it?
It is a dick of the rickety variety. By the way, for anyone tuning in that missed the intro, we are in the 60s. And JFK was just shot. And now we're trying to use our humor to make the world feel a little bit better. And we had the news video of that too.
We are still okay. We still live in America.
Well,
free country.
Had to take that 5-minute break. It was tough. I went and I paced outside. I chain smoked 3 Luckies. It was brutal. It was brutal. So kids' rhymes, good to read, but you've never heard Baba Black Sheep?
No.
Okay, well it starts Baba Black Sheep.
How does it go?
Baba Black Sheep.
That's it?
No, it is Baba Black Sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. I do believe that now that is the extent of what I could tell you. So, oh my goodness. Holy moly.
Should I read it?
Yes.
Am I going to get objection to this?
Objection to what?
I'm getting nervous.
You've already had to rinse your mouth out with soap for spelling out a naughty word. Like a hoodlum. Why would you do that? Come on.
That was because of Mrs. Bates.
We're on a classy
Set me up.
radio show with new technology. Look, they can see us on the camera.
So the lyrical content to the nursery rhyme is Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool?
Oh, that's what you're
Yes,
going to read?
sir.
I thought you were going to read the comment.
Yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for my master, and 1 for my dame.
Oh, shit.
And 1 for the little boy that lives down the lane.
I don't know why you're hanging out with little boys. I thought you were going to read this comment. JFK was a rickety dick as well. As
Ms. Monroe.
As Miss Monroe. And then Jen goes, naughty word, naughty word, naughty word. I can't read anything of what is being... Man, I thought we were a higher brow show than this. When I drink, my pinky is fully extended. That's...
I don't understand
That's a dirty one.
what... I mean, I understand that everybody is sad right now.
Yes.
President Kennedy is in severe condition.
As a matter...
Our followers are acting out.
They might be. As a matter of fact, our producers are telling us we have something on that... on that matter. I'm not going to go to it quite yet, though. But a lot of... Wow. Why would anyone eat that? I'm looking at the comments. Why would you want to eat that?
I believe that they are acting out. They are saying a lot of wild and crazy things that hooligans would say. I wish we had not had to experience this at the moment, but I do sympathize. For any of our other listeners, the few that are acting out right now are usually not like this. They are usually very proper and respectful, and they follow the rules. And right now, we're seeing a little different of an action.
Well, everyone handles these emotions differently, and I think there is a leniency to that. Oh my goodness! Oh, oh jeez. I'm looking. Okay, so now just for context, I think we need to read some of these. Okay, so
need to wash our eyes and mouths.
My eyes are on fire right now. I think just from reading these, I'm condemned to the fiery place. Oh my
hot
gosh.
down there.
I like how it got really, really vulgar, and then there's one very innocent comment. I'm gonna read some of them. I'm gonna do it. All right. So we had a bunch of people yell naughty words. Okay, so we had like a lot of naughty words, not just like a couple. There was a lot of naughty words.
They gaggle.
A gaggle of naughty words. And then Katie just yelled shocker, but it was shocker. And then Kenny goes, there's a new genre of porn that just came out in '59. Grannies and ghosts. I don't know.
Goats.
Grannies and ghosts. Oh, goats. Oh, that's even worse. I thought that said ghosts.
No, that's goats.
That said goats. I don't know how to feel about that. I wonder how I genuinely thought that said ghosts. I was like, that's not so bad. I mean, Ghostbusters came. I've seen previews that it's coming out in the '80s, but I don't know.
And Kenny says, "Holy bat flap, Batman."
Holy bat flap. What's a bat?
Yes, Kenny. We are in shock by all of these actions as well. Thank you for.
Is bat flap? Is that an? I've seen. Shit. I'm so confused. Oh my goodness! Did you see this one? What is a cum guzzling thunder cunt?
So we do have a question concerning Chuck Norris. From what we understand, Chuck Norris is fine. He is safe from the assassination attempt of President Kennedy.
Was he there?
I am not positive. I just checked with one of the producers. Since we did have somebody asking, out of concern, what is Chuck Norris doing at this moment? And right now he is safe.
Okay.
And we do have a bit of other news. So they do have, from my understanding, they do have somebody right now in custody. His name is Lee Harvey Oswald.
I did just get that report as well. I also, when I asked that question, what is a thunder whatever, Kenny goes, that's my sister. Now, you're saying Lee, so did Lee, is Lee Harvey Oswald the actual shooter?
That is what they're speculating. This news is just coming in. We're announcing it as we're seeing it. That is what the Warren Commission is reporting currently.
Okay, and I'm getting news. All right, we're going to cut. They want us to go, and I guess they're going to talk about this. JFK, we broke the news. We're the first station to do that. Here they go a little bit more on it.
And pan around, and we will walk over and pick up the audio.
Now, LaRocco, I'm not entirely sure. This was this also came in on the same report you just read.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's breaking news. Did they catch the shooter, or did they find the shooter?
They have him in custody. They haven't made an announcement aside from that. They still believe that it was one shot.
Okay, here we go. I think we're gonna learn a little bit more as the story kind of goes on. Okay, so they have him in custody, though.
Let's turn the mic on. I can't hear you, Johnny. What do you want?
Yeah, we can
You want
hear
me to move back a little bit?
A little bit.
Is it all right now?
A little bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the newsroom of our radio and television station. As you can see, most of the boys are out. Bert? Let's see. Let's get reorganized here. Grab that.
Always waiting on Bert.
Let's talk to you just a minute here.
Can't stand it. We ask you to come to work ready.
All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the chief cameraman and assistant news director of WFA Television. This is Bert Shipp. Bert, we have brought the people pretty much up to date. Would you tell them exactly what you know as of this point?
Well, Jay, I was standing at the Trade Mart waiting his arrival there. All of a sudden, we saw them approaching. They didn't slow down. As a matter of fact, they were going 70 or 80 miles an hour past us. Everybody was unknowingly, didn't know what happened there at the Trade Mart. And then I jumped in a police car and went to Parkland. When I got there, I found that nobody knew too much about where he was hit, but they knew that the president was shot in the head. This is what I've been told now, Jay. The president was shot in the head. Connolly was shot in the chest. Both of them are still alive when I left the hospital.
Do you have some film?
And yeah, I have film at the hospital.
You get the film and see if you can get it developed real quick,
Yeah,
and
I
we'll
will.
put it on the air
And
if you run through.
one quote we got out there was Yarborough said the scene was too gruesome to describe.
I know.
And I've spent most of my time, so I'm going to get the film ready now.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you up to date. Jerry Haynes and I were within about 100 yards of where the president was shot. No, they're queuing up the film.
All right, so I think we're going to cut away. It's a lot of speculation going on right now. We're going to keep moving along and try to bring you some of the more happy news on our side. And then also, Jen goes, Bert is a naughty word.
Yes, Bert should have been more prepared for that. That is his job.
And for being a witness, there was a lot of lack of information going on there.
Yes.
Now, I understand emotions are high right now, but crazy. I mean, don't have him on. He could have picked literally anyone else who was a little bit more coherent in the situation. As we kind of go down to this, we're going to talk about kids' rhymes. Are they good or are they evil? Now, let's take a look at it. All right, so Baba Black Sheep. So you kind of read that whole thing. I don't know what that is, like the kid down the street thing. That was kind of weird to me. But though most scholars agree that Baba Black Sheep is about a great custom, a tax on wool that was introduced in 1275. Its use of color, black, in the word master led some to wonder whether it was a racial message as its center, as its kind of core element. Its political correctness was called into question yet again in the latter part of the 20th century, which, don't know how that happened yet. But let's see. With some schools banning it for being repeated in classrooms and others simply switching out the word black for something deemed less offensive. Opposite of white. I mean, black's a color, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be like a skin color. It's a color.
Yes, it was a color before, well, yes, color existed before humanity, so yes. Color.
Yeah.
Color comes first.
Yep. And then, so basically, the alternative that I hear there that might be coming down the road in the future, I don't know if I can take this seriously, is Baba Rainbow Sheep. That's the alternative of Baba Black Sheep. I guess maybe a rainbow sheep is...
yes, it's a universal sheep.
It's a Baba LGBTQ sheep.
I have never heard of that.
I haven't, but I had a premonition, and it was a joke that I couldn't let go.
I see. So you had a mental flow.
Yeah, I'm dreaming about LGBT.
It was a stream of consciousness.
I guess. And I agree with Jen. Bert is that naughty word, the more I think about it. All right, so the next one when we talk about it, have you ever heard of Goosey Goosey Gander? We're talking about nursery rhymes. Are they good or are they evil? LaRocco, Goosey Goosey Gander, you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's been around since the 1700s, 1784. I do believe it's like Goosey Goosey Gander, Where Do You Wander? Something, 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 something. Like, I only know
Okay, I have it.
Okay, I only know the first lines for a lot of these these topics.
So I have Goosey Goosey Gander, whither shall I wander? Upstairs and downstairs, and in my lady's chamber. There I met an old man who wouldn't say his prayers, so I took him by his left leg and threw him down the stairs.
Oh, sugar
now,
daddy.
there are other ones. There's one that goes, goose, a gander. Where shall I wander? Upstairs and downstairs, in my lady's chamber. There you'll find a cup of sack and a race of ginger.
Oh.
And then some versions have the additional lines of the stairs went crack, he nearly broke his back, and all the little ducks went quack, quack, quack.
Because they're crying. Because their
And one other one is old
parents
father
just
Longlegs
died.
can't say his prayers. Take him by the left leg and throw him down the stairs.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
This is just full of death. All right. Well,
I mean, he won't say his prayers.
say your prayers, people. Say your prayers.
There's no better way to prove to someone that of the existence of where you're praying to other than sending them directly there.
Say your prayers, kids. Eat your vitamins. Drink your milk.
They'll never question their prayers again.
Goosey, goosey. Yeah, because they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Goosey, goosey gander. It's hard to imagine that any rhyme with a phrase goosey, goosey in its title could be described as anything but feel good. But it's actually a tale of religious persecution. During the days of the Catholic priest, they would hide themselves in order to say their Latin-based prayers, a major no-no at the time, culturally. So they would have to hide in order to practice their religion. Not even the privacy of one's own home. In the original version, the narrator comes upon an old man who wouldn't say his prayers, so he took him by his left leg and threw him down the stairs. So that is, I guess, violent. You're just throwing old people down the stairs.
For saying their prayers.
Yeah. No, okay. Well, there you go. There
Well,
you go.
I mean, if it's being done when they're saying the prayer, at least they're preparing for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever. Allah, I'm about to meet you. All right. So, Jack and Jill. I'm pretty sure we've all heard this one, right? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down, broke his crown, and
Jill came down with 250.
Okay, I was thinking Jill produced his daughter. I don't know the words, right? So I just, I don't know the exact words on this nursery rhyme here. But Jack and Jill, Jack and Jill was around in 1765, originated, and you like that? Like you could actually write what I just said, and it would actually fill in exactly.
So we have 3 different versions.
Oh my goodness.
So, yes, one is Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
That's what I've heard. That's the one that I've always heard.
Jack got up and home did trot as fast as he could caper to old Dame Dob, who patched his knob with vinegar and brown paper.
I want to know what patched my knob means.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. That's the same exact.
Oh my
I guess that is what I found from Wikipedia.
I'm getting a breaking report from our on-scene reporter, and it says Jack and Jill went up the hill so Jack could lick her candy, but Jack got shocked. I'm not reading the rest of this. That's naughty. That's not nice. We can't say words like that. Did you read that?
Yes, I just read it. I see it.
Oh my goodness. What is this? What is this? Okay. It's hooligans. Again. Shenanigans. Alright, so, admit it. You fooled around with the lyrics to Jack and Jill a bit yourself when you were younger, turning what you thought was an innocent poem into something a little bit naughty, like we just read. But its its origins aren't as clean cut as you probably imagined. One of the most common theories surrounding the story's origin is that it's about Francis Lewis, the whatever Roman numeral number that is, and his wife, Mary Antonetti, who were both found guilty of treason and subsequently beheaded. The only problem is that those events occurred nearly 30 years after Jack and Jill was first written. The most likely possibility is that this is an account of the King Charles I's attempts to reform the tax on liquid measures. When Parliament rejected his suggestion, he instead made sure that the volume was reduced on half and quarter pints, known as Jack and Jill's, respectively. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Wow, so I found another version as well. Later, the spelling was changed to Jill and more verses were added to carry the story further, of which the commonest are, "Up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper, went to bed to mend his head with vinegar and brown paper. Jill came in and she did grin to see his paper plaster. Mother, vexed, did whip her next for causing Jack's disaster."
Oh.
That's a rough one.
That is brutal.
So that is basically accusing Jill of creating the accident. Because Jill came in and she did grin.
Really?
It seems that way. And then Mother was vexed, did whip her next for causing Jack's disaster.
Weird. That one's weird. Crazy.
It wouldn't have been the first time.
Crazy. Crazy. Next one is London Bridge is falling down. I'm pretty sure you've heard that one.
Yes.
London Bridge is falling down. I don't know the rest of the words. That's all.
I'm looking it up right now.
Literally all I remember is London.
On my portable laptop is what this technology is called.
That is a fancy typewriter you have there.
Yes, you could hear it, right?
The typewriter.
My typewriter.
Yeah. Jeez, that is a loud typewriter. Hopefully they fix that in the upcoming years.
London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My Fair Lady.
Right.
And then London Bridge is broken down. London Bridge is broken down. My Fair Lady.
Okay, I'm not seeing the underline. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't understand, but seems okay.
And then there's a game.
Uh-oh.
And that is, who has stole my watch and chain? Watch and chain.
Come on,
Who has stole my watch and chain? My Fair Lady.
Come on, what?
They must have ridden the subways of New York.
Off
to prison you must go. You must go.
What?
You must go.
Get out of here.
Off to prison you must go. My Fair Lady.
Oh my goodness, that can't be. Wow. All right. So apparently. All right. Well, I guess. What is that? London subway?
Well, now we're getting to the crux of this. So now we have another one. Namby-pamby is no clown. London Bridge is broken down. Now he courts the gay lady, dancing o'er the Lady Lee.
By the way, gay means happy in this time.
Yes, it must.
I've never heard of anything else. I'm just clarifying.
So then we have London Bridge is broken down. Dance over the Lady Lee. London Bridge is broken down with a gay lady.
Is that how it's spelled? Lady.
Now that's one of the oldest extant versions, and it could be recalled by a correspondent to the Gentleman's Magazine in 1823.
Oh, snap.
Mm-hmm. And we have a couple of others. Build it with stones so strong, dance o'er my Lady Lee. Who's a twill last for ages long, with a gay lady.
Whoa! Happy lady, by the way, but yeah. What
Happy.
is this? 20 pages long?
There's a few of them.
Okay.
There's a few of them. They're variations, but the problem, I think, they can't exactly find the original.
Right. So London Bridge, basically, so London Bridge is falling down could be about the 1014 Viking attack, child sacrifice, or the normal deterioration of an old bridge. But the most popular theory is that the first one, more specifically the alleged destruction of the London Bridge at the hands of Olaf II in Norway sometime in the early 1000s, alleged because some historians don't believe that attack ever took place. The song's popularity around the world is often cited as further proof that the Vikings who created it, believing that they brought that tune to many to the many places they've traveled. And the whole child sacrifice thing is an idea that is also often debated. There is no archaeological evidence to support it, but the theory goes that in order to keep London Bridge upright, its builders believe that it must be built on a foundation of human sacrifice, and that those same humans, mostly children, would help to watch over the bridge and maintain its sturdiness, which we're pretty sure isn't a practice they teach you in architecture school these days.
Wow.
To be an architect. So I guess if that's true, that whole bridge is made out of like bones of children.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
Crazy.
Very, very odd how many times in history we have references to sacrificing children. But
yeah.
It just seems to be something,
It happens, I guess. I mean,
people do.
Move up in power. And now,
very odd.
The last one we're going to cover is Mary, Mary, quite contrary. I could not tell you any of the lines to this. Not lying to you. Not even acting right now. I just don't know. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Something, something. Found a canary. I don't know. I don't know the words to this song. I can write my own lyrics.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. I don't know what that means.
What it was in a cockle shell? In a cockle shell.
I can click it.
Oh.
This is pretty amazing technology.
Holy moly. That's all in your typewriter? What? Is that the typewriter that I sent you a carrier pigeon on?
Yes. This is that typewriter.
I know. Carrier pigeon is like way out of date, but I'm old-fashioned like that.
It works.
It does. Well, I don't know. There's new things coming out, so I have not yet installed one of those phones. I just don't understand the way that like you actually spin the number. I couldn't figure it out. I don't want to learn it. It's scary. I'm not doing it.
So I do have the definition here, and Ms. Bates, your spelling is slightly incorrect. It is called a cockle shell. You're missing an L and an E, so that goes Cockle. A cockle is an edible marine bivalve mollusk. Although many small edible bivalves are loosely called cockles, true cockles are species in the family Cardidae. True cockles live in sandy, sheltered beaches throughout the world. I hope that answers your question. It answers none of mine.
You did not even read it coherently. Okay, so Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Contrary to what people believe, contrary is one way to describe a murderous psychopath. I don't know, I might fact check that one, but contrary, quote unquote, contrary, is one way to describe a murderous psychopath. This popular English nursery rhyme, which reads like a solicitation of gardening advice, is actually story covering again the homicidal nature of Queen Mary I of England, aka Bloody Mary, a fierce believer in Catholicism, which that doesn't really seem so bad. That's why I paused right there. Her reign as queen from 1553 to 1558 was marked by the execution of hundreds of Protestants. Silver bells and cockle shells are torture devices, not garden equipment. But that's it. That's what you get.
Yes, this one's up in the air. So I did find another one. Mistress Mary quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, sing cuckolds all in a row.
It doesn't say cuckolds.
That's exactly what I'm looking at.
It doesn't say cuckolds.
That's exactly what I'm looking at. Dead serious, man.
Okay.
I'm going to make a screenshot. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. You're saying a lot of fancy words.
Nah, it's there, homie.
Oh my goodness. This chat is on fire with naughty things. Hilarious. But are you trying to get us booted off of NBC? Come on now. You can't do that. But that's funny. Also, I didn't know that was like the origin of Bloody Mary, because I've heard of... Oh, that's the second time I said it. So I'm not going to say that one more time. But I've heard stories of that. Now, here, I guess we're going to take a break. And when we come back, if people want to still hear... There's more. There's other nursery rhymes. I feel like we're learning. If not, we can move on to the next. But we are going to take a commercial break. And when we come back... we're going to either go into Houses of the Future, we're going to talk nursery rhymes, or we're just going to get into some of the videos that are going on right now. Stay tuned. This is the After Hours Show.
Two all-color, all-action hits. Here are the 7 wonders of the world rolled into one fantastic adventure. Frankenstein, born again to rule in terror. A monster unleashed to conquer all who stand in his destructive path. Frankenstein Conquers the World. Stars Nick Adams as the American scientist versus Frankenstein incarnate. With the strength of 1,000 men, a phenomenon such as never seen before. See Frankenstein Conquers the World, astounding on the giant screen.
This is KDKA of the Westinghouse Electric and Manufacturing Company in East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We shall now broadcast the election returns. We are receiving these returns by special arrangement with the Pittsburgh Post and Sun. We'd appreciate it if anyone hearing this broadcast would communicate with us, as we are very anxious to know how far the broadcast is reaching and how it is being received.
You're listening to the After Hours Show, brought to you by Coors Light. We have another one, and we're bringing it to you right now. Enjoy.
This old-time radio program was originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity. As a result, you may detect an occasional surface noise or volume drop due to transmission problems so common to old radio. We hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to this, one of the all-time favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FM Studios, JRK 102. This is the After Hours Show, and we're joined by Mundane Marauder. We also have our dear friend, Louis LaRocco from Camarilla Cafe. So grab a coffee and a newspaper, sit down, relax, because we're about to go bonkers on this one.
And now a word from our sponsors. Gee whiz, what are you eating there? It's Grandma's Boobs cookies. Say, these taste just like Grandma's boobs. Grandma's
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours Show. Something's going on here, I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna roll with it, I guess. All right, so we're gonna continue, I guess, on a couple nursery rhymes, but we've also got some videos that I want to talk about too. Before we get back into the nursery rhymes, now, LaRocco, anything going on your side of the world that you want to share with all of our many affiliates?
Well, we might be doing a news show eventually to let everybody know. It's called Camarilla Cafe, and we might be further investigating a lot of the things that we're talking about today.
Oh, Snapple cookies.
As far as UFOs, it will be in high definition.
Oh, get out. In what, year 2020? Come on now. This is miles. This, by high, you mean what we're doing now?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I like how the chat is saying things that I can't say. But I do.
You have to ignore those rascals.
Okay, those...
They're trying to get us in trouble.
Hoodlums. You're hoodlums.
We have to be careful of being fined by the FCC.
I can read that one, though. It says, oh, slap her cookie. I can definitely read that one. There's no naughty words there. Just intention, which is fine if you're the male.
In cookie, is he referring to a hoochie coochie?
What is, what's a hoochie? You said coochie?
Hoochie coochie.
Hoochie coochie, like a choo-choo train?
Do you not listen to Elvis?
I don't listen to him very often. He's a little out there, a little edgy. I know Elvis has been doing a lot on the music scene, but he's very, very, very risque.
We have some answers in the chat that we cannot exactly repeat. If you'd like to read them, but
I can read that. Not a hoochie coochie. I can read that one. And then I can read this one too. It's red and it's swollen. Or make it red and swollen. I mean, there's nothing I'm saying there that's going to get us in trouble with our producers. Oh, but we do have some breaking news on the JFK event. Apparently now marketers are trying to bank in on this situation, and there's a new game I guess you can buy already. It just barely came out. I mean, the dude he hasn't even been dead like an hour.
Well, if you think that the Garrison probe and the Manchester book are the end of the Kennedy assassination affair, you're wrong. Recently, a game has been brought out, a cutout game called The Assassination of President Kennedy. And on the cover it says recommended for adults and children only, and for very good reason.
What are the other options? Adults and children? Okay, adults and children, infants, you cannot play this game.
But it says children. When does child...
in my mind,
when does it go from infant to child?
When they can talk. When they can talk and when they can... Now I'm going to say this, and it's probably not right, but I'm going to say when they can talk and understand. I know they can probably clearly understand far before they can talk, but the talking point is where, you know, I think that's the line. I might be completely wrong on that.
Parlor game I think I've ever seen. It includes a three-dimensional cutout of the scene of the assassination with a small model car that enables you, by means of the model and by means of the autopsy reports and copies of photographs available to the Warren Commission, to retry the...
I'm not sure, but I'm reading a comment that says no boats and no hose. I'm not sure what boats and gardening tools have to do with this.
I don't either.
case yourself with all of the essential ingredients that were presented.
And another comment goes, infant, toddler, then child. So, and also, if you're the kind of person where I meet you and I ask how old your kids are and you say 24 months, just know I hate you from the bottom of my heart.
Presented to the Warren Commission. It includes fact sheets on all the people who were responsible for or who took any part in the assassination. It includes, if you can imagine it, this full size.
He just, imagine this, whoosh, pulled out a full-on rifle with a scope on it.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt action.
Is that the game?
This is the game. Now I imagine, does this have the bouncing bullet or the magic bullet expansion, or do you have to buy that separately?
I don't know.
Like the first game that comes out, you actually have to figure out that the game's not complete, and then you buy the magic bullet expansion pack.
It only comes with one bullet, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're just buying a box and a bullet. That's all you're buying.
Where's the target?
Kenny goes, that's naughty word. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to try to do the math on this, but Katie goes, my daughter just turned 60 months old. Well, okay, so 12. So she's at least like 11 or 12, if I had to guess, just off the top of my head. Now, I'm terrible at math.
Whoa. What?
But 60 months old, right? Like, 'cause, come on.
That's like 5.
What?
11. Let me see.
60 months, there's 12 months in a year. So if you just times it by 10, 60 times 10, oh yeah, you're right, I'm way wrong.
5. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm way wrong.
5 on the nose.
Like I said, and that's why I ended that with I'm not good at math. Look, okay, so Kenny goes, damn. Okay, look, listen. All right, let's go back to making fun of this video. Can't believe this happens in the past, too.
Illustration of the assassination weapon. It also includes this rather important list of unanswered questions. A series of questions which the makers of the game feel were not answered by the Warren Commission. So perhaps by purchasing this game, you may be able to do what Garrison says the Warren Commission didn't do. Solve the Kennedy assassination.
Anyways.
Oh my God.
I'm getting lit up by the chat right now.
That's an amazing commercial. I've never seen that before. That's incredible.
Oh, you've never seen it? It's literally just straight up like... I mean, it just happened.
You... a list of questions.
I mean, you can relive the event that just happened.
Oh my God. It comes with a list of questions that the Warren Commission did not answer.
But it's a game you can buy right now.
That's amazing.
and now this is not made up. That was, this is a real commercial.
Oh my God.
Oh man. All right. Let's see what else we got here stocked up. Okay. Let me. Oh, sorry. I almost called you mundane. LaRocco, what do you think? Now, I know we're in a time where technology is just starting to boom. I mean, we now have computers. We can now put ourselves on camera. We're now getting actually, instead of sitting and listening to the news, now we can actually watch these moving pictures. It's fantastic. what do you think the future's going to be? So like, let's jump. I'm going to go unrealistic. What do you think the year 2000 is going to be? What do you think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to look like?
I think that cars will fly. I think that houses might be levitating. I feel that we might have something called the internet.
Okay.
And I think we'll have world peace.
I hope so.
And we might actually live on Mars.
So when I think year 2000, I don't think we're going to make it to the moon then, but I do think so. I know there's plans and they're prepping right now to kind of get to the moon, but if we get there, I hope we meet some kind of civilization, and from there I think technology, I'm hoping it's going to boom. Like you said, world peace. I don't think that's going to happen, but at least I want to see. I'm just going to say it. I want to see some kind of flying device. Like, I really like my skateboard, but I want to do it without wheels. I want to fly around, kind of like we see in some of the comic strips in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that countries around the world will wake up and people will wake up. And they'll all start to understand that if we put our resources together and all work on technology together, that we can do amazing things.
I agree.
If we can stop the Cold Wars, if we can stop the assassination attempts, if we can stop the riots, if we can stop all of these problems that we're having in the 60s.
Right. And I'm looking at some of the listener suggestions right now, and they're very open. They're saying the year 2000, lots of WAP, whatever that is. And then there's another one that comes in, macaroni in a pot. That is can't say that word. That's a naughty word. But I think the year 2000 apparently has WAP. There's a lot of WAP. And macaroni in a pot, which that is a terrible sound. If I had to just go out there and throw that out there on a limb, that is a really nasty sound. Oh my gosh, make me scream out in public, make a scene. That's not me. That's what a listener said right there.
Yes.
Okay, and then worship and praise. All right, so I think I'm not sure where this is going. You're trying to trick me into saying dirty things.
So very quickly, we do have an announcement that they believe that from the Warren Commission that it was Lee Harvey Oswald was the man that shot. That he actually fired 2 shots, but only 1 bullet had made contact with President Kennedy.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Wow. Okay. So that's.
But what they're claiming is, so what they're saying is that the Texas governor, John Connally, was also wounded. He was in front and slightly to the left of President Kennedy, and they've concluded that they were likely struck by the same bullet.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's some news there. And kind of on that note, I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, they're telling us, since you broke that report, we have some more on this one right here. Let's see.
The Secret Service man is taking its type of a mattress or something out of the back of the car there. There's Chief Curry. He just couldn't believe it. He had put everything he had into this visit and gave the men all types of instruction. There's inside of a car. I don't know whether that must have been Conley's car.
I think we're on the scene. I think our team's on the scene.
Everybody waiting expectantly at this
We're
time.
looking at what they're pulling out of the car after the
That
event.
was Ms. Lincoln, the president's press secretary, inside. And there's Yarborough again, Senator Yarborough, and he says the sight was too gruesome to describe. And there's a final parting shot from Parkland.
Now we have some more videotape. Let's see what it is.
This is Ed Hogan of WFAA Television in Dallas, Texas. We are standing on the grounds
of Parkland Hospital, where President Kennedy was brought just a few hours ago and has died, as most of you have already know.
And I need to retract a statement on this
We want
one.
to possibly talk to...
I said snap, and that's not accurate.
What is your name, please?
Mrs. Quincy Adams.
Mrs. Quincy, are you from Dallas, Miss Adams?
Yes.
Memory of the president with a simple inscription.
Bob Walker, WFAA TV, Dallas, Texas. Interrupting. There's been a shooting at Dallas Police Station as Oswald was being transferred. For details, Bill Lord, ABC at City Hall. Bill.
Just 1 minute ago, they were bringing Oswald out. He had apparently changed clothes. He was just going out the door, heading towards the armored car, and there was a bang. We believe it was a shot. And apparently, what has happened to it, we do not know at the present time. Policemen rushed to the scene, attempting to ascertain what had happened. Photographers were taking pictures. Is there someone down on the floor over there?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yes. And they have also reported that the bullet, the same bullet that caused the wounds on the governor and the president, totaled up to 7 entry-exit wounds in both men.
Wow.
Now, normally, under normal circumstances, if somebody had told me this, I would probably believe that it was quite ridiculous. But this is coming from the Warren Commission. It is coming from the U.S. government and U.S. intelligence. So I would be inclined to believe that it's 100% correct.
Yeah. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That is bonkers. All right. I'm going to go back, and I guess the ultimate question was, what is the year 2000 like? And we have some answers.
I think I'll probably be the spaceship to the moon dictating to robots. Or else I may be, I don't know, in charge of a robot court, judging some robots. Or I may be at the funeral of a computer. Or if something's gone wrong with their nuclear bombs, I may be sort of coming back from hunting in a cave.
I don't like the idea of sort of getting out and finding you've got a cabbage pill to eat for breakfast or something.
Well, I think all these atomic bombs will be dropping around the place.
Damn. That kid's dark. Did you hear him? He was like, I think there's going to be atomic bombs. We're just now testing those. How do you even know? And he's assuming that there's just, we lost the race and now we're getting murdered? Thanks, kid. You tubby porker.
And it was, one will get near the center because it will sort of make a huge, great big crater. And then the world will just melt and the world will become one vast atomic explosion. And it will become like a supernova star.
Go ahead.
So as far as the bombs are concerned, we do have nuclear bombs right now.
As right now.
So the Manhattan Project in and of itself was active between 1942 and 1946.
No way. We won the race.
World War II is over.
We won the race.
We won World War II.
Well, by nuking everyone.
Yes.
Good. America. America.
Race riots. Extreme racial tension and unrest.
Some madman.
That was odd. That was another odd thing. That was even in color. That was weird. I've never seen color before on a visual device.
Yeah, it almost looks real.
That was not normal. This is weird. There's a lot going on tonight.
We'll get the atomic bomb and just blow the world into oblivion. There's nothing you can do.
Damn, kid, you need a hobby. Is what I'm learning. That kid needs a hobby.
He needs something to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he's about to work on those things, and that's why he's predicting it.
You don't want to know what? Kids these days, they should be in school reading books, but instead they're out there and they're playing dice in the alleyways. That's the problem. That's why there's murders, is because people are playing these games in the alleyways, these dice, this gambling. It's the problem.
Knife fighting.
Yeah. Well, you grew up in New York. We didn't knife fight.
Whittling.
We did chicken fights.
Chicken
What? Fights. Yeah. Chicken fights.
Okay.
But it goes on.
More people
Like the
get
thing where you
bombs.
put the hand on the leg and you both go up at the same time? Is that the game you and Mundane play?
Who's Mundane? What's... we just broke. Total silence.
Yeah, that's the end of that.
I think in year 2000, Mundane's going to be born.
Really?
Have you noticed this whole episode there's an empty camera? It's because that person isn't born yet.
Now, if that's something that you're pretty sure you're prophesizing and it's accurate, wouldn't that be like a tragedy you try to dodge before it happens?
You saying I'm the dad?
No.
Are you telling me to not finish within?
Are you telling me that's what your son's name will be?
You know what? Now it might just be for pure confusion.
You're gonna name your son Mundane.
Yes, so that way when I yell Mundane, 2 people come running through the house.
Ah, but you have 0 now, so you'd have to have 2.
In the future, apparently, I'm gonna have Mundane and Mundane Junior. Mundane 1 and I'm not even gonna call him a junior. I'm just gonna go Mundane 1 and Mundane 2.
Wow.
And more somebody's going to use it one day.
Well, I think that it'll be so overpopulated that there'll all be wars, all nuclear explosions and everything. It'll make the Earth, too much radiation on it. It'll become too hot to live on.
God dang, man. Everyone's all about this nuclear explosion. Yeah, you blow up one nation, and now it's a big deal, right? Come on.
And that child predicted that the planet's going to become too hot to live on.
Oh my goodness.
Global warming.
I'm not going to read that comment because it's bad, but I'm going to refer you to that comment, Morocco. But yes, there's
I think that there'll be no life at all, really, on the Earth.
Most of the major cities will be replaced with vast pleasure domes used exclusively by the Excelsiites, who are the neo-upper class.
I don't think...
I'm not sure where these blips are coming from in color, but that's weird.
There is going to be atomic warfare, but
What's that?
And what was he saying?
Just gibberish. I mean, it's a kid, right? We listen because we have to.
No, that really weird guy in the red suit.
Oh, he was saying in 2000 I married a dude. I don't know.
there is going to be all this automation. People are going to be out of work and a great population. I think something has to be done about it. If I wasn't a biologist, that's what I'd like to do. To do something about the population problem. Try and sort of temper it somehow. I don't know how.
Well, maybe you can create a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that where it gets?
Or an inoculation.
I let that silence sit and linger for a minute right there.
Yeah.
I think it'll be very dull, and people would all be squashed together so much there won't be any fun or anything. And
Well, you need to get together with the kid we just talked to because we got a solution.
people will be rationed to the amount of things they can have, because if they had too many things, it would just squash their houses, and they just...
This chat is very vulgar tonight, and I think it's because they want us to say it out loud.
Yes. But we're deflecting, and we're deflecting quite well.
And you can't fool me. I'm the gingerbread man.
I think we're doing a good job on it.
We are. Actually, do you imagine, like, when you hold in a sneeze and it just, like, it gets, like, the more you hold in a sneeze, the more you want to sneeze, and the better
the pressure builds.
Yeah, that's like me because I haven't sworn all night, man. I'm just, it's building up. I'm doing a good, I'm impressed with myself. Shame on you, listeners.
Well, it goes to show you that when people, with this technology that we have, it enables us to reach large masses, right? And the way our listeners or followers, the way they are adding to it gives them like a type of anonymity that they do not have in person, right? So our listeners are able to communicate to us via what's called a chat, which is pretty amazing. But they're not physically there. We can't see them. So I feel as though it enables humans to say things they wouldn't otherwise say. And it only makes me wonder, with the advent of this technology, that once we have a larger scale of what we are experiencing tonight, what will humanity do with that?
Terrible things. That's
potentially.
That's my prediction. I mean, it's a superpower, right? So you have your good
sense, yes.
You have your good superheroes. You have your bad superheroes. Some are going to do good. Some are going to do bad. But the ones that are going to do bad quicker because they don't abide by the rules.
Right. And this enables them to not have the same type of responsibility they would have if they didn't have the anonymity. Does that make sense?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if someone couldn't see me, I would say my true feelings all the time, every day.
But one would have to question whether these are their true feelings or if this is just something they're acting out because they can. Like,
yeah.
Once this goes large scale, what will a lot of people act like?
Sorry. Wait, okay, there we go. Sorry, I touched the cable. It's new technology, man. I got to get used to it. But I was going to say...
Fragile.
Yeah, it is. It is very touchy. But I was going to say people are going to go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go crazy.
Very, very odd.
It is. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be going over houses in the future, maybe some other videos. We'll figure it out. This is the After Hours Show. Enjoy this break. We'll be right back.
Come over and enjoy Consulate cigarettes, the new idea in smoking. Enjoy the rich, inviting flavor of fine Virginia tobaccos, enhanced by a touch of refreshing menthol. Come over to Consulate. Cool as a mountain stream. Cool, clean. Consulate.
Let's go, Golden Fleece. Let's go, the feeling's great. Soon with the power release, go Golden Fleece. Activate. Soon with the power release, go Golden Fleece. Activate.
It's D-Lo and Daly for Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
John, will you join me in a cup of coffee?
I don't know. You think there's room for both of us?
Woo, that's corny. Corny as Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
You ever been to see a turkey shoot?
No, but I've seen a cereal bowl. Ooh, that's corny. Corny as Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Guy in a restaurant says to the waiter, the coffee tastes like mud, but the Kellogg's Corn Flakes is great.
How come the coffee tastes like mud?
It was ground this morning.
Ooh, how come the Kellogg's Corn Flakes is great?
Because it's made like only Kellogg's knows how.
That ain't funny, but
it sure is corn. Corniest flakes anybody makes it. Kellogg's. Get the real cornflakes, get Kellogg's.
Customers, what do you say? The money of the box. Come on. Oh, it's the box all the way. You're not.
Who's the quiz champion in your home? Find out with BP Pick-a-Box Family Quiz. It's fun and it's free from any branch of the Bank of New South Wales or any BP service station. First, you get a colorful information folder and quiz card, and then you get a brand new quiz card each week. Quiz card number 2 is out now. Get yours today from any branch of the Wales or any BP service station.
The Tom Piper Fruit Juice Trio.
For health, refreshment, vitality.
And your daily dose of vitamin C. Drink Tom Piper Orange Juice, Tom Piper Tomato Juice, and Tom Piper Grapefruit Juice.
For health, refreshment, vitality.
And your daily dose of vitamin C.
Tom P-I-P-E-R.
Are you smoking more now, but enjoying it less? Then change to Camels. The best tobacco makes the best smoke.
So, have a real cigarette, have a Camel, have a Camel, have a real cigarette, have a real cigarette, have a Camel cigarette. So, have a real cigarette, have a Camel, have a Camel, have a real cigarette, have a real cigarette, have a Camel cigarette.
If you are smoking more now, but enjoying it less, change to Camel, the best tasting cigarette of all. Start to really enjoy smoking again. Start to get complete smoking satisfaction each and every time you light up. The best tobacco makes the best smoke. Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel.
So, have a real cigarette, have a real cigarette, have a Camel cigarette.
It's 12 minutes past 5, WIL DJ Derby time. This is Ron Lundy. Let's give away some more.
Come alive. Come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation. Drink light, drink great, drink right, up to date.
Young taste, young drive, young pace.
Come alive. Come alive. Come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation.
You get a real cold welcome with sparkling cold Pepsi-Cola. The one with a taste. Big, bold, beautiful taste that gives your thirst a dousing. Gives you an inviting lift every time. Come on, treat your thirst to a Pepsi. A whole generation does.
Come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation. You're in the Pepsi generation. Hey there, you're invited to get behind the wheel of the Lark by Studebaker. What an automobile! See a Studebaker dealer today. Get in the Lark and drive it away. The Lark by Studebaker. Come drive it today.
Come on, try out the Lark by Studebaker today. Learn how roomy it is inside, big enough for 6 passengers, and how much shorter than conventional cars it is outside. Discover how sure and easy it is to handle, to turn, to park. Feel the surprising power it delivers. See the smart styling it offers. See how it's built to save you money on all out-of-pocket operating costs. And learn how little it will cost you to buy. Go to your Studebaker dealer and get the facts on today's best buy on wheels.
Come on, you're invited to get behind the wheel of the Lark by Studebaker. Come drive it today. The Lark.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours show. I'm going to read off a list of names of supporters. This could probably take about 30 minutes. Jim in North Carolina, and Frank, thank you, up in New Hampshire. And then we have Jason over there in Mississippi, and Jason again, another Jason over there in North Carolina. This is going to go on for a while, folks.
I think we have another Jason from California.
Yes, another Jason from California. It's good. It's good. This has been a fun show. What do you think, LaRocco?
I think it has been quite interesting and informative.
It's been new. Very new endeavor. And a lot of hurdles. I'm literally going to have to hop off as soon as we're off air and pull from all of our sources to patch it together because of slight difficulties across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But I will be patching together a full show if anyone wants to go back and watch anything that they missed. Oddly enough, Facebook is holding strong. Facebook is the one out of all of them that is not dropped in this entire stream. So for the first time ever, I think I'm going to say thank you, Facebook.
I have not noticed any technical difficulties with Twitch.
That is where I'm probably going to pull the episode from. I think we're breaking ground here. This is a very hit or miss episode. I think there's a lot of people that can't handle the technology that we're bringing to the table. And I think they may or may not have tuned out too quickly. And I'm not going to lie, when we first started, we were figuring it out. And now I think we're here, and we're doing a bang-up job.
Yes. And there are multiple ways people could be viewing dependent upon what they can afford and what technology they have access to, whether it's a CRT television.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't discredit anyone. Now, on that note, LaRocco, did you know, LaRocco, that for any of our listeners right now that are kind of struggling with this sense of where do I go to get a radio, to purchase a radio, any of these things, do you know where you would go?
I would go to Radio Shack.
What? I don't even know what a Radio Shack is. You gotta get out of here with that one. All right, so I'm gonna help our listeners out, and I'm gonna help you out, LaRocco. I know this technology is new. We have this in the studio, but when we go home, we're just like all the other people out there listening, right?
Yes, we are just like normal, average people.
We are. I'm below average, and now. Anyways, here's the ad. Enjoy it.
What are you listening to? This Remco transistor radio I made myself. Want to listen? Gee, the ball game. It's a real radio and it works great. Could I build one too? Sure. Remco makes it real easy. All you have to do is put together all the parts that come in the Remco kit. The transistor, the tuner, and a separate loudspeaker for broadcasting. Can you do your own broadcasting too? Yeah, sure. I'll do the announcing with this microphone while you work the radio. This is radio station REMCO, Remco, the do-it-yourself radio station. Oh boy, we're radio engineers.
Fellows, get your Remco radio at your favorite toy store. From $3.95 to $9.95. Every boy wants a Remco toy.
I would love to go to a Toys R Us. I feel like I want to put my money into something I know is going to be around forever.
Right.
So that's just me being logical, but I also want to support where I can.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a great device for the common person.
And recently I invested in stock in Toys R Us.
That is a good one. That's the company with the giraffe, correct?
Yeah, the It's Jeffrey the Giraffe, I think is his name.
Jeffrey.
I think. Not very original, I know. He probably spells it like the loser way, the G, the Jeffrey, Joffrey.
Like Joffrey.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, and I think that will, retailers like that, will be very good for people to pick up these types of communication devices and therefore be able to communicate their message and talk to people. I think it's going to be a miraculous thing. I think it's groundbreaking. We don't only have to send letters, although that's the common way to do it, still to write a letter.
I'll just show up. I'll knock on their door. Hey, mister, listen. I'm disturbed by this news. And then I let them have it. I give them the what for. I give them the old what for, man. I give them the good old.
I think it's a great thing, and I think we have a very bright future ahead of us.
Looking at the information coming in. I guess I
think people will do miraculous things with this technology.
Yeah.
I don't believe that they'll send constant inappropriate things.
No.
I don't think they'll do shady things with it.
No, I think the majority of the population, it's really this information that we're using to broadcast right now. It's great, but I think the majority of the people are going to use this to educate themselves. They're going to research. There's no bad. I think the bad are going to come from those superpowers that we talked about.
Right. So. Now imagine a day when we can send still photos to each other. Right? Maybe one day we'll have that. Like everyone will have access to photography.
Yeah.
Or photographing methods, and maybe we can send each other. What do you think people will do with it when we can send each other photos?
I personally, now when we talk about the future, I'm tired of shaking those pictures. I don't like taking it and just, you know what I'm doing? And like not only that, but I'm doing a lot of work to just find out I'm not a good photographer. In the future, what I want is I want to be able to see my pictures right away, and then from there, I think people could, so when my wife's not in the kitchen, like we learned earlier, I can say, send me a picture of where you are right now, and I can see, or she said she's in the kitchen, and so send me a picture.
Right.
Look, I'm in a bad relationship. I don't know. I don't want to pass that off to anyone else, but I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like, do you like what I'm making you for dinner? And then you can let them know. I'd like to eat something else.
I'm gonna read this one out of characteristics. I'm getting a weird blip on my teleprompter. It says, in the future, we shake that D in a pic now. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure where we stand on time travel, but someone definitely came through and said that now they're taking pictures of their privates.
I have more hope in humanity.
Okay. I'm also getting now referred to links of helicopters. Not sure what that means.
We could send photos of helicopters. Helicopters are amazing things. And I think when our technology gets better, these unidentified flying objects will be easier to actually identify.
Another listener says, yeah, we got to drop them drawers.
Draws. Are they talking about like
drawers? It's drawers.
Like furniture?
Got to drop them drawers.
Like a drawer, like in a wall unit.
Spelled differently. I think that's what they're referring to, though. Like, it's too heavy. So my recommendation is take out everything and then move your furniture.
Right. Yeah, because when you take it out with everything in it, it's just going to drop. It's heavy. That's why we have dressers.
Right. Logically. Now, we're going to go over, and we're going to take a look at houses in the future. So, LaRocco, I'm going to ask you one feature that you wish your house could have in the future. What would it be?
Wow, that's a tough one.
It is.
If I can have a house in the future, what would it be? I mean, you can't get much better than a portable house.
On wheels.
I mean, hopefully in the future they can actually float. Which would take away the means for the wheels.
Okay. All right.
If you can float and you can travel with the house, that would be amazing.
I agree with that. With all of this, I'm looking, when I think, year 2000, things like that, I'm looking for, I think you hit the nail on the head, floating. I want just something floating, right? But I mean, that's what we see. I want a UFO. I want something that I can fly around and I can, be the boss on the street.
And if you have a tough neighbor, you can just float away.
Yeah, exactly. And I can tip over his trash can and be like, no, foo-foo on you, sir. I got you.
That's right.
That time. So,
you can
shame.
float over his garbage.
And then I'll watch him pick it up and I'll be like, I got you good. Got you good that time. Now, let's take a look at some of the
21st century. What will it be like? How will we choose to live in the next 34 years?
Uh-oh.
We might fill our home with furniture like this. Our beds, tables, and chairs.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at right there, but it looks like a bunch of cardboard. So, are you telling me I'm going to be homeless in the future?
All made of paper. Our home may be lighted by electricity from fuel cells and the wood and leather of today replaced by chromium and plastic. Our favorite...
Ooh, I like what she's wearing right there. Look at that polka-dotted raincoat. That's styling.
Is that what you would like your wife to adorn?
Hey, look. I'm a gentleman. They can wear whatever they want while they're cooking me my dinner.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care. Be comfortable. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to live a good life. Wear what you want to wear. Be comfortable. As long as the food's good, we got no complaints.
That is such a beautiful sentiment from you.
Yeah, and because it's not about me, right? So, be comfortable.
You're the type of guy who really respects and appreciates your wife.
I do. Until she's, just keep, just there's rules is the biggest thing. There's rules, but yes, I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman where it counts. You can wear your...
Given that she does her civic duties.
Polka-dotted...
Keep the house clean.
Raincoat. Yes.
Changes the diapers. Raincoat.
Yes. No diapers.
Cooks the food.
Yeah.
Takes care of the children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
An easy chair might be inflatable, like a huge balloon. The kitchen of tomorrow could look
Holy cow. So things in the future get cheaper.
more like a laboratory than a place to bake a cake. Advanced technology already has begun to find a place in the home. With new developments in food preservation, a meal might be stored for years and then cooked in seconds under a barrage of high-energy radio waves.
Oh, my God. It's like when you go to the doctor. It's a boy.
Robots?
What the hell was that? Was that the oven?
I believe so.
I'm sorry, radio producers. I said hell. What the H was that? Was that an oven?
It looked like it was. They said bake a cake.
Jiminy Cricket Snickerdoodles, shut the front door. That is bonkers.
This may help us with our housework. It's all possible in the home of the 21st century.
Uh-oh. I think we're going forward in time. Someone was asking about time travel. Here it is. Oh, no. What? Uh-oh, we're to year 2000, 21st century.
Wow,
that's do amazing. A little less of that gosh darn Jiminy Cricket loud noise. You hooligans are about to explode.
Somewhere, surrounded by natural beauty and a lot of land. Before the year 2001, 60 million new homes will be built. Some of these visionary homes of tomorrow exist today. This is what people dream.
What kind of sentence was that?
Dream about for the 21st century. What will be the reality? The search for a place to live in the 21st century already has begun. Today, people are pushing away from the crowded congestion of present-day cities and congesting the surrounding countryside. Many of them end up in homes like these at the ugly edges of urban sprawl.
Damn, the ugly edge of the bourbon sprawl. Now, I'm not going to lie, all of these look exactly the same.
Yes.
The search for a home nestled in nature often ends in the empty repetition and tasteless sterility of a suburban tract development. Instead of delighting in natural beauty, urban sprawl defiles it. The age-old American dream of a home away from it all could create a 21st century nightmare.
Holy, all of those houses are exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the same. I hope they all go to get their mail at the same time, too.
The mailbox probably looks the same, too.
I'm just imagine, not only does the house look the same, but they all go out at the same time, so it looks like Walking Dead, but just like old people.
Well, isn't that the first sign that you're not a weird individual? Is just do the exact same thing as your neighbor.
Well, and that's been my biggest argument, right, is just, let's get in a pattern. As a nation, get into a pattern, and let's do the same thing over and over and over, and then when that doesn't work, let's complain.
Yeah. So that the same house, same car. If your neighbor has 2 children, you should too.
Yeah.
Because you're just a weirdo if you don't.
Right.
Speak the same way. Live the same way. Don't do anything unusual.
Yeah.
Just do what you're supposed to, Get married, have the children.
And in 2020, yell yeet and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't be unusual. Don't be a weirdo.
Yeah. Well, I just don't get why people wouldn't conform, right? I mean, it's the easiest thing to do. Government's going to pay for everything I'm doing, and I can sit here and I can look in a house or live in a house that looks exactly like my neighbor. Hey,
Everybody knows what's best for you, including the government. They're on the case. They're protecting us from these unidentified flying objects. They're figuring out the assassination or the assassination attempt.
Well, and I gotta say,
they're only doing what's good for us. If we only took the inoculations, the measles would be eradicated.
And throughout this broadcast, I thought they've done a good job of capturing that entire presidential thing. I want peace, and I think just listen, people. Just listen. Is the biggest thing, and here is more houses.
What is the future of the single-family home? Architect Philip Johnson.
This idea...
Oh, his name is Philip Johnson, sorry.
...that you should plop little houses around on tracks will go, I think.
All right, we're going to skip past the kid toucher.
The house is growing by such leaps and bounds that the taxes on that house can nowhere near pay for the services the town has to put there with the water, sewage, roads. So the house is a thing of the 20th century.
If the individual house is...
This house is turn of the century and just points at a random building.
Imagine if in the future you might actually find out that the stuff that was built way back is better. I don't see that as happening, right?
It probably was builder. I think I'm proud of what we do right now. I think we do quality work. I don't know. I can't imagine that things will get cheaper in the future.
Yeah, only better. Because we live in the free world. We live in the United States of America.
Yeah. I truly think things are only going to get better.
A thing of the 20th century. The search for the home of tomorrow might end in enormous brick beehives like these. It has been projected that by the 21st century, 90% of the American population will make their home...
We'll be dead from COVID. Oh, oops. Blip in time.
You mean the measles?
Measles.
Measles.
Measles. What'd I say? I said mumps. I meant measles. I'm sorry. I said mumps.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Here's the video.
...in urban areas. Can we find a compromise between intelligent use of land and personal privacy? City planner Konstantinos Doxiadis.
We forgot...
What? Was that his name or was that the building name?
In the 20th century, and especially in this country, the necessity for privacy.
I would love to just let this guy talk for a while and just be like, look, sir, your mustache makes you look gay.
You mean as in happy?
Yes. It makes you look very happy, and you do not seem like you do not seem like a happy fellow.
Don't believe in picture windows, which allow people to inspect my house from outside. But I also believe in square...
So he's a peeping Tom.
Live in glass houses.
Oh.
I want people to see in, especially when I shower.
Jesus. I install every apartment with a hole cut out so I can stick my eyeball in it.
A hole in the bedroom wall.
It is customized to the perfect size and diameter of my eyeball, and that brings me much comfort and joy while I peer upon your bosoms.
Grounds, benches, statues out of my house, which will give me the chance to meet with my neighbors when I want.
And I stick something through that hole. And they're not ready for it, but they sit on it anyways.
The Japanese have the smallest gardens in the world, but they are the most beautiful.
Oh shit, I totally clicked off the video. Oh man. But radio listeners, we appreciate you tuning in. This is I don't even know how to close this episode for our radio listeners. I don't know if this will ever happen again. This was, if you watch the beginning of the episode, it explains why we're in where we are right now in the 60s. And radio listeners, I hope you enjoyed this very different feel, sense, vibe, sound. I do think we did justice to the vintage radio, and that's my goal. So, radio listeners, afterhourcomedy.com. Also go iTunes, Google Play, we're everywhere. Check us out. Thanks for tuning in, radio listeners. Facebook, we're still here. So, I don't... I accidentally clicked off the video and I went all the way back to the beginning. But I don't know what you think, LaRock, about all of that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think that the
I like how what I said instantly
were beautiful.
Everything I said. I don't know what a glory hole is, but someone said that. I imagine that's a patriotic trench that our army soldiers sat in while they were fighting for our liberties.
Yes, the glory of victory.
The glory of literally sitting in a hole while they were fighting for our rights.
For the free world, yes.
Yeah. So, I imagine that's what that is. I see other comments.
God bless the United States.
Kenny goes the beginning of the glory hole, I think so. Which, now, like, you know what I would love to see? I would love to see someone go and quote whatever we said on Wikipedia and just be like, this was the first glory hole recorded. To date was Hell, I'll even settle for Urban Dictionary. I have more respect in Urban Dictionary than I do for some of us, some of Wikipedia's stuff. Holy hell. Kitty goes, God bless the glory hole.
Mm-hmm. All you have to do is use the Wikipedia, but I would imagine it's a patriotic thing.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
The glory of the United States.
My gosh, man. Holy cow. This is the longest. Now that we're off the radio, this is the longest I've gone without saying a naughty word.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I'm about to explode.
But you're a better individual for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. And I don't know. Did we miss anything? Is there anything else we should cover for our Facebook audience right now?
It depends. I think everybody's pretty much up to date.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these things have been prevalent for a while, between the Cold War, the space race with the Soviets, the possible surveillance with unidentified flying objects. But the government's taking care of that.
In the language of U.S. Department...
Well, I will leave us with one. Okay, so on that note, shit. LaRocco, what are you doing? How you feeling? You got time for one or two?
Sure, I have time for one or two.
No, that was a one or two.
I don't understand.
Huh?
You said, do I have time for one or two?
One. I've got two videos that come to mind that we could play that would tie into this episode. Which, for our listeners, although I'm going to kind of talk to our listeners for a minute right here. Those of you that have listened through this entire episode, this was going to be a very hit or miss episode for a lot of people. And those of you that stuck with us through the entire thing, awesome. Awesome. I also hope that you very quickly understood the kind of joke element to this, but also everything we're talking about, 1960s, we're here. That's where we are. If you want to understand how we got here, go back and watch the beginning of the episode, and it will explain how we got here. But with all of that, LaRocco, I don't even know. I switched up my mic for tonight.
I can't even, see your microphone. I didn't even know that you did that.
I switched up my mic. There's no poof screen. It's all built in here.
There's no poofy screen?
Nope, there's nothing. It's all here. It's boom.
That actually looks like a really old microphone.
Exactly. I told you I switched up my mic, and it's not even a mic that I went out and bought. Do you remember when you came? We're talking back down in 2015 when you came to the studio. The mic I gave you, that's the one I'm using right now.
Really?
Yeah. And it looks. It not only because remember what you told me. You're like I needed that more boxy sound.
Yes.
This naturally just does that. This is a shitty mic. It looks beautiful, but it's a shitty mic.
Yeah, that looks like a really old school microphone. Yeah, there's something up with the construction of some of these that kind of loans to that sound, to that whole vibe. So, which is also the reason, although the one that I'm using could probably be used on modern stuff as well.
Jen goes, he said shitty again.
Okay. Wow. They are.
Oh, you mean anal?
I knew it was coming. We couldn't make one episode without that.
It snuck in there, but the only people that are going to see it are the Facebook people. All right, now I'm getting back into character. So we're going to talk about some of the other clips that I have here. LaRocco. Going back, you said UFOs. That was a talking point. Very much something that we started out the episode and kind of dipped away from a little bit.
Yes.
But, okay, UFOs. Check this out. I've got something. I've got something for you. This is real UFO footage. We're going to talk about it.
In the language of the U.S. Department of Defense, these are unidentified aerial phenomena, videos which add fuel to the belief of some that we are not alone. The first incident was filmed off the California coast in 2004, an oval shape hovering, and in the words of the Navy pilot who recorded this, not behaving by the normal laws of physics.
Now, if we take a look at that, that's the shape that you're seeing. Pretty much UFO-like, if you would think what your natural UFO would look like.
That one looks like Batman.
It does a little bit. I mean, it's got a point on the top, point on the bottom. Batman.
Well, if there's like anything, have a look on the
In 2015, pilots flying off the east coast of America spotted this.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west.
Now, keep in mind, all of this footage that you're seeing is actual government and military footage.
Again, its speed and movement apparently astounding experienced air crew.
That is on us, dude. Well, if there's like anything, it's rotating.
That same year, racing across the surface of the ocean, something that it took some skill to capture. All of these videos have been leaked in the past, but the US government now confirms they are genuine.
Now, the fact that they're not scared and they're more happy that they got it means that this happens more than this, that they just don't catch. Or can't catch clearly enough to validate.
Yeah, it's not something massively unusual to them. Well, like they're not expressing the shock one would have had they never seen that before. It's kind of like, you know, they're like, oh, take a look at this one. It's almost doing what the last one did, or they're kind of very lax talking about it.
Yeah, they don't care that they caught it. They're just more happy that they're like, oh, I'm the one that finally got it clearly, kind of thing.
Yes.
Which is also not uncommon when you talk to just regular airline pilots.
Yep. They're all familiar with it.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. None of them will still say whether they actually know what it is or not, but they all acknowledge that they're there. They're somewhere.
Yes.
And they've seen them.
The Department of Defense said it was releasing the videos in order to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage that's been circulating was real or whether or not there is more to the videos. The aerial phenomena observed in these videos, they say, remain characterized as unidentified. Those who've actually been to space are skeptical about what the videos reveal.
These objects are probably some kind of secret military program. And what these pilots saw were real. They saw them, and they filmed and photographed them. And the Pentagon, I'm assuming, declassified them because there was a lot of speculation going out there. They had already been leaked, so why not come out and say, okay, these films are genuine, they do exist, but we don't know what they are.
Of course, the US has a long history of reported UFO sightings. This image, captured by a couple in Oregon in 1950, regarded as one of the most significant. They were certain.
Well, I've never seen that one before. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Is that genuine or is that not?
They're claiming it is. It's a lot harder to doctor those old photos.
Right, because you couldn't just throw it into a futuristic editing software.
Yeah, correct. And you had to literally find a way to doctor it. Like, it would have to be a person in a suit or a frisbee. Like, it would have to be a physical object. So, you look at that. What else could that be? Unless it's a frisbee. It's not a plane. It's clearly... there's a whole list of things that it's clearly not.
Right. Yeah.
There's a longer list of what it's clearly not than what it clearly is. So, and the more you find they archive these things, the more you find there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
Thousands. Yeah. And back then, having cameras out like that was not as frequent as today in the 1960s.
Yeah, and it was a lot harder to film that too, which in some sense also raises the skepticism side of it, because I mean, like, how are you just going to pull out a camera and film an event? But a lot of these, when you go and look at them, these events take 5, 10, 15 minutes in some cases too.
Well, here's the funny thing that I'll point out too that people don't understand is that, and I'll break the act for 2 seconds just to make this point, because I think if people think about this more often, it actually becomes way more obvious and they'll become way more aware of it.
Okay.
Our technology now is way more susceptible of being blocked or of being erased or of being tampered with. Like old technology. And we know this in a lot of these entertainment fields, right? When we get like standalone recorders and things like that don't hook to Wi-Fi. They don't. Those devices are a lot harder to block.
You said we're out
or
of
mess with.
We're out of character right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go back into character for a second, but the stuff we have now is very fragile to tampering. So back then, when people used to catch photos of this, that technology is a lot harder to kind of like block. Does that make sense?
Well, the technology's just not there. I mean, when you're looking at manipulating footage and stuff, it's just not there. And if
I'm not even talking about manipulation. I'm talking about literally blocking things out from actually seeing or hearing certain things.
Right.
Being filtered.
Okay. But I'm saying, like, the capabilities to do that was just not there at the time.
Not to doctor it. No.
And if it was, it would be blatantly obvious.
Yes. A lot more obvious. Unless you were really, really damn good at what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, let's continue. I don't know what they're going to show us.
This was a UFO. And the Nevada desert continues to attract those who believe, seriously or not, that Area 51 houses crashed alien spacecraft and their occupants.
Okay. Was that a security guard taking a picture of a fan? Can we please... Okay.
Alien spacecraft.
No, okay, it wasn't a security guard. It was a fan of a fan, but... Remember, we're talking about things in the future. Is this what the future holds? What is he doing? What is going on right there? Jen, that's I'm looking at the chat. That's funny, but I can't say that.
Yeah. Again, it makes you wonder what people will use technology for.
Well, at least it's not the things the other people were saying. They're dirty peens.
Yeah, we got trolled really hard tonight.
Which, by the way, on another aspect, I'm very proud of our listeners tonight. I'm very proud of our listeners for a lot of different reasons. One, they stuck with us through and through. Two, you held the after-hour show spirit, which is vulgarity, immaturity, and we rise to the top.
With the world gripped by more earthbound concerns right now, these videos will, for many, confirm what they've always believed, that the truth is out there. Greg Milam, Sky News, Los Angeles.
Yeah, Greg Milam, D-hole.
Oh my God.
I didn't swear. I didn't say anything bad. No one knows what I said.
They know. Everyone knows, Mark.
Hey, we're not on the radio. I've gone.
Mr. Hager?
All right. We got another one, and we're gonna take a look at a phone call. This phone call is from LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson. Rocco, have you heard this? Where Lyndon B. Johnson is calling and he's ordering some new pants.
Really?
Dude, you've never heard this?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Lyndon B. Johnson needs some pants, but he also he needs some room for a certain part of his pants. Here we go. Let's get in the call.
Face. Then there was some green, and then maybe some other light pair. If you had a blue in that or black, I'd have one blue and one black. I need about 6 pairs to wear around in the evening when I come in from work. And I need they're about a ½ an inch too tight in the waist. Do you recall
Now we're getting into some specific specs from LBJ's pants.
I just wanted to be sure we get them right for you. No, I don't know. You all just guessed at them. I think so, but wouldn't you have the measurements there? We'll find them for you. I can send you a pair. I want them a ½ an inch larger in the waist than they were before, except I want 2 or 3 inches of stuff left back in there so I can take them up. I vary 10 to 15 pounds a month. So.
Holy shit! Did he just say he was gaining 15 pounds a month? I think he might have said he was gaining 15 pounds a month.
Leave me.
That's a lot.
That might be a thyroid problem.
That might just be yeah.
At least 2.5, 3 inches in the back where I can let them out or take them up, and make these a ½ inch bigger in the waist. Make the pockets at least an inch longer. My money and my knife and everything fall out. Wait just a minute.
Did you say my money and my knife?
He might have.
Hello? Hello. Now, the pockets, when you sit down in the chair, the knife and your money comes out, so I need it at least another inch in the pockets. Yeah. Now, another thing.
Here we go. All right, so at least an inch in the pockets. LaRocco, I hope you're writing this down because he's telling us what he needs for his endeavors in pants.
It's very important.
It's super important. Remember.
And it's very insightful.
Oh, and detailed. Very detailed, too.
The crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight. So when you make them up, give me an inch that I can let out there because they cut me. They're just like riding a wire fence. These are the best that I've had anywhere in the United States. But when I gain a little weight, they cut me under there. So leave me, you never do have much margin there. But see if you can't leave me about an inch from where the zipper ends, round under my, back to my bunghole. All right, then. So I can let it out there if I need to. Now, be sure you got the best zippers in them. These are good that I have.
This is what we need. This is top priority.
Is this real?
Yes, that's 100% real. That's 100% real.
He is very matter of fact.
Hey, look, he's just telling him how it is. Or he may or may not be drunk while he's making this order.
Man.
Holy cow. All right, LaRocco, what did you think about tonight's show?
I thought it was quite interesting.
It was fun.
I had some fun.
It's new.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of shows where before I get on, I'm like, whew, wasn't quite like I wasn't scared, but I was like, I don't know how this is going to go.
I definitely didn't think it was a crash and burn. I think it just took us a little while to start getting comfortable. I really liked the second half.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I think there's some gold in here. Now, here's what I'm going to do is I am going to take this full episode. This will be a full episode and on afterhourcomedy.com or theafterhourshow.com. This is something that I am going to cut out, and this is going to be, you can go and you can click somewhere and just click our 60s episode. I think, to LaRocco's credit, I think you did a fantastic job. I think this is an episode, like, I truly think that this is one of those ones where it's very hit or miss, right? So I think we were so true to the 60s that some people, it just won't hit. Like, I think if you're too young, you won't appreciate this. But if you're somewhere in between and know what's going on, you will appreciate it. I think we're going to hit our older market with this episode, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so Ms. Bates actually, she basically said the same thing that I did. She said, I love the show tonight. You guys got better the longer you went on. So I think we found kind of the groove, and then we kind of ran with it after that. But I think it took a little while to
for sure
kind of figure out where we were going to go with it.
And I
I
think
hope that everybody caught on to
well,
kind of what we were trying to do.
But I also think the very beginning, the joke of it was how slow old radio used to be. So this was a parody of old radio, but it was also a nod of the hat. Like, if you notice, like, normally with my intros, we come back and we talk over the music and stuff like that. There was not that. Like, everything we did was true to old radio. So it's very much a nod of the hat. It was a new concept. I didn't know how it was going to go. I showed my receding hairline, didn't wear a hat. I was actually, before the show went on, I was scrambling around. I'm like, what looks like an old hat? Give me an old hat. No one has an old hat. Fuck. All right. Go without a hat. There we go.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was fun. Any other final thoughts, Larocco? Now we're kind of out of character here. Final plugs, anything you want people to check out. Now, granted, our mics still sound like when Mundane goes and orders a mic.
Well, now his sounds good.
Well, now, no, we had to dumb ours down to equal his.
His would have sounded good tonight had he been here, but
he wasn't born. He wasn't born yet. This is the '60s.
Yeah, it's too young for him. Yeah, I'll give my usual plug.
Which is also, by the way, sorry, which is also kind of funny because his camera was on the whole time on no one. And the joke has been he just wasn't born yet.
It's waiting for him. But, yeah, if anybody wants to dive further into conspiracy theories, check out camariacafe.com. For anyone who's been waiting, which I'm waiting as well, we're working on new stuff. I greatly apologize for the holdup. We do have stuff coming though, and yeah, camariacafe.com. We have a Discord. We have numerous episodes, and for anyone who's aware of what's going on with Apple Podcasts right now, that's creating subscriptions for different tier subscriptions for all of the shows. Our show will remain free. So, just check it out, CAMARILLA, and we deep dive a lot of spiritual things, a lot of conspiracy things, and yeah, it's open for everybody.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Camaria Cafe, CAM, what was it?
ARILLA.
Listen, if it's not wrapped around the classroom, I don't know how to spell it. All right. Appreciate everyone tuning in. You guys are awesome. Honestly, the listeners of the show, and I know there's going to be people listening on the radio and everything all the way back. You guys are what makes the show the show. And every now and then we show up, and this was a surprise. Here's the thing. Now, here's the cool part of the episode too, Larocco, which is with Declassified and things like that, I'm starting to get in this kind of marketing, right? So we posted on Tuesday. Normally I post something on Wednesday, which people are kind of used to seeing. Just a hump day, whatever, have a great week. But I posted this on Tuesday, and it was a very, very vague video that foreshadowed what this whole episode was going to be. It didn't get a lot of likes, but I did notice it got a lot of views. Here, I think a lot of people didn't like it because they didn't understand it. But now that you see the episode, 2 and 2 go together. So there's a lot. Go to Facebook, follow us, check out all the videos. And when we post something, it's not just going to be at face value. I mean, we're doing a lot of underlying stuff. Declassified's a perfect example of that. So head over to my YouTube channel. All of this stuff, or better yet, here, check this out. I got this. Larocco, I don't even know if you've seen this yet. So if we go over to afterhourcomedy.com, and I'm just going to do this real quick, and then we'll get out of here. I'm over at AfterHourComedy.com. I go to Extras. I have Declassified. I click Declassified. Boom! Now, it brings me over to Declassified. And then we have Episodes, and then we have Dig Deeper. Now, oh my goodness. Just blow your eardrums?
Ooh, that hurt.
So we have, okay, so you go over there, you have Declassified, you go down, you have Episodes, and then you have Dig Deeper. You can click on Episodes right now, and then you can go and you can literally watch all of the episodes of Declassified that are out. And then Dig Deeper is going to come out a little bit later. When we talk about the cash prize, that's where that's at. Check it out, AfterHourComedy.com. It's all right there, and it's all for you for free. So that's it. That's my plug. That's what I got. LaRocco, final words before we get out of here.
I just hope everyone has a great weekend.
Do it. Be good. We appreciate it. You guys make the show. We will see you next week, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the After Hours Show.
My name is Scott McGrath. The day before my 8th birthday, I fell in a pile of fire ants and suffered significant wounds on over 70% of my body. Since that day, I have made a solemn vow to kill every insect on planet Earth. I hate them with the passion of a religious zealot. Speaking of religion, of all the biblical plagues, I hate the locust plague the most. For the last 12 years, my white-hot rage has materialized in the form of my business, McGrath Pest Control. I have harnessed this unforgivable intolerance of insects and released the wrath of my fury on bugs in and around the homes of Houston. I will kill those bugs in any way that I can. Chemicals, my boot, my bare fist, or any other object that can end the life of an insect. Call 281-469-8240 and give me the honor of killing bugs at your house. I also hate rats and spiders. Go to McGrathPestControl.com.
Howdy! Grapes, the name, Goofy Grape. Though why they call me Goofy, I don't know. Yes, sir, I'm one of the new funny-faced drinks from Pillsbury. One of the new funny-faced drinks. Here's what you do. You pour me into a pitcher, add water, don't add sugar. I'm already sweet when you buy me. You can drink all you want. Mom won't mind. 'Cause look, Mom, I'm pre-sweetened without sugar. And so are my friends. Injun Orange. Oh. Rootin' Tootin' Raspberry. Yahoo! Freckle-faced Strawberry. Hi. Chinese Cherry. And Loudmouth Lime. Hello, hello, hello. Funny-faced drinks from Pillsbury. We're sweet without sugar, so no sugar mess.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now here's another one from those crazy kooky monsters over there in California on the After Hours Show. Enjoy.